baby, the tiniest on record in the world to survive premature birth, has been discharged from hospital in the US. Baby Sabi weighed the same as a large apple when she was born at 23 weeks and 3 days in December 2018. Fighting for life, she was transferred to the intensive care unit at Sharp Mary Werge Hospital in San Diego, California. Let me sit this side if our performer is joining me. 30 seconds. You can give that to me. Cool. Oh, I just touched it. I did push the back button. Wait. Oh gosh. Which one is it? This. Well, good morning, Mzansi. It is finally Friday if you've been waiting for it. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso. We certainly have a very big show lined up for you. I'm Zoe Brown, so thank you for joining us in the beauty room. And this is the time where we really get to connect with you on social media. We get to connect with you on Facebook. Of course, do follow us. We're at the Expresso Morning Show on SABC3. And this morning we have a very special post because this weekend is a big one. It is the summer. So we're asking you, good morning. Tomorrow is the South African Music Awards. How exciting. 2019. Now the question is, which artist do you hope will win big? Now looking at those comments, already so many comments have come through, and this is what you had to say. We have one from Fata saying, good morning guys, fabulous Friday, good luck to all. Roshni says, good morning gorgeous team, love you guys. Well, thank you Roshni, good morning to you too. Louise G says, good morning Expresso family. I'm hoping Tamron Lamb and Early B. Ooh, let's hope they win their summer. Neville says, good morning Expresso. I hope you guys are all a great day and weekend. Bless you. God bless you all. Well, thank you Neville. Good morning to you as well. Ruwan says, good morning everyone. Today my very handsome eldest son Ethan is sweet 16. Happy birthday Ethan. Tabisa, come join me.
Happy birthday, Ethan. Happy birthday.
How
Morning,
cool.
Zoe.
Well, this is our good morning post. And you know what's beautiful about this? You tell us good morning, we say good morning back. You tell us it's your birthday, we get to wish you a happy birthday. But of course, our question for you this morning as well is, who do you think is going to walk away with that summer? But let's quickly finish this message from Ruwan because it's a sweet birthday message for Ethan, who's 16 today. And it says here, may God's blessings surround you each day. Love, son, from Daddy Ruwan, Mommy Letitia, and two younger brothers, Caleb and Rushan. So happy birthday to you, Ethan. There's also a cool picture attached.
Oh, that's so sweet. So much excitement. Everyone's going to Sun City this weekend. It is, of course, the biggest night or the biggest weekend in SA music. All the top musicians of the country are going to be getting together there and obviously trying to vie for that big prize of Album of the Year and Summer of the Year. But it's going to be very interesting. Should we get on with the weather?
Yes, let's take a look at what to expect.
Okay, cool. So let's set you up for a beautiful Friday so you know exactly what to wear with the weather. We start off in Johannesburg. It's partly sunny today. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day with little to no wind. And as the evening approaches, cloud cover will increase and humidity will remain low. Now temperatures will peak at midday and will decrease towards the evening. And if you're in Durban, partly sunny conditions with nice warm temperatures. A light northeasterly breeze can be expected and sky will clear towards the evening. As the wind dies down, humidity will increase. And off to PE, times of clouds and sun with little to no wind. So sky will turn partly cloudy towards the evening and humidity will increase towards the evening, allowing for a warm sunset, which is nice and beautiful.
That's what you want for a Friday.
Exactly. And of course in Cape Town, in the mother city, intervals of clouds and sunshine with temperatures that are not as warm as the day before, not as warm as yesterday. It's a light northwesterly breeze that dies down towards the evening and temperatures will fluctuate throughout the day as it does in Cape Town.
Certainly,
Look at you, gorgeous lady.
I've got a lot of volume today, so I was just checking in the mirror. Is my hair okay?
You really do look amazing. Are you going on a date today, Zoe?
Listen, my date is right here. It's with you guys, and we're going to hang out till 9 o'clock. That's the beauty of it all.
Amazing. So amazing.
Well, listen, we have a very awesome performer in studio today. He's 27 years young. He's from Cape Town, and of course, let's get to know him a little bit better.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about volume, so you're gonna have to crank that volume up this morning while you listen to the wonderful sounds and music of Chris Werge in the studio. Hey, you were just called 27 years young. Do you get that quite often?
No, I don't. I
Yeah?
don't.
No?
Not at all.
You better start embracing that side of yourself. But thank you for making the arrangements to be part of the show this morning. We really do appreciate you. And you were very excited about one particular thing that was not here the last time that you were on the show, right?
Yeah, last time I was
What's
here.
that?
The new McCafe. I'm very excited for. I was last year in August 2017, so I'm excited to try some coffee later.
So, Sis Princess, did you hear that? Yeah, he's really excited about the coffee, and she serves up the best grind.
I'm excited.
How do you like your coffee?
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Style, yeah.
Sis Princess, could you get that started?
Yeah.
One cappuccino
That sounds amazing.
on the
Thank you,
way.
thank you.
It's gonna be amazing. But otherwise, how's the year treated you?
It's been good. I've been gigging a lot and writing a lot as well. Writing some new music musos and trying to just collaborate a bit more, I think.
Okay, yeah. So this is the year of collaboration.
I think so, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to hear what's come of it so far. The guitar's here, the pedals are set up, the mic is ready. So make sure that you don't miss out on live performances from Chris Werge in the studio.
Oh, well, listen, how awesome. We're going to be in for a treat having Chris here today. Of course, he's going to be bringing us 3 performances throughout the morning. But it's now time for our entertainment news.
Yes, in Hollywood, stuff is always happening, and the sun is always shining bright. Trevor Noah, one of the biggest exports I think that South Africa's had and taken to a global stage. And he's done so well, right?
He has, and you know what's really cool is the South African accent. I mean, people are ranting and raving about it because I mean, the Americans, they are exposed to it, and even though it's the second sexiest accent in the world,
Well, exactly,
people still struggle to replicate it.
Absolutely. So that's the whole thing. Come in, Kat. Come hear the story.
About the accent. Is that the one that goes, "What a fright I got"?
Oh, well, there's something about Trevor. I don't know what he's done or what he said, but basically, of course, South Africans have been enjoying the limelight because he's taken Trevor Noah's in Hollywood, and they get to hear a South African accent over there. And he even waxed lyrics about the accent when it was released. That the second most sexiest accent in the world is our very own here in Mzansi. But people certainly appreciate it. That doesn't mean that they can replicate it, right?
This is true, and many have tried.
And they've tried. I'm sure they've tried. It's not as easy as we think. We think a South African accent is like, no, it's just
But we
chilled,
grew up
light
with it,
type.
right?
Of course. Now, it's widely known that our accent is a very tough one to crack. Many efforts have been made by Morgan Freeman, for example, in Invictus, Leonardo DiCaprio in Blood Diamond. Do you remember that?
Well.
Matt Damon, do you remember that?
Matt Damon
also in Invictus.
Invictus as well.
Yes, Kevin Kline in Craft Freedom. And of course, it's been praised for getting very, very close to what we know it to sound like when those actors have taken it on.
Yeah.
But the accent is back in the spotlight again last week when the host of the Late Show, Trevor Noah, James Corden, had some fun with
it.
Late
Show, right?
Late Show, that's it. Late Show. Where he had some fun with it with his guests Elizabeth and David Tennant. Tennant was on the show to promote his new series, Good Omens. Take a look at this.
And you shot a lot of the show in South Africa.
We did some of it, yeah.
I shot there. You're so good with accents. Your accent's brilliant. Did you manage to pick up a good South African accent?
I have to. South African is my Beecher's Brook.
Really?
Yeah, I can't get it. So I can start off quite well, but quite quickly I sound like I'm coming from the
Birmingham?
I can't sustain it for anything. Can you do a South African?
I think I can do it, yes.
Go on.
You have to be here, It's here. You have to...
Come on.
James, I am not going to Birmingham with you. I'm from South Africa.
Oh, that's quite good. That's quite good.
Yeah.
How's yours?
No, James.
Sound British.
James, no. It's okay. You know what? I think because we're such a multicultural society, our accent, depending on where the foreigner is visiting, can have a very different impression on them. Because you can hear that they were either in Durban somewhere, close to a beach, or somewhere in Sandton. Because they got like brew, and then
But like comes in when you try to put it on, so you do sound that way. It almost sounds British as well. Like if someone British moved to South Africa 25 years ago and they battled a lot, 97% of letting go of the English accent, now they've got 3% only because they speak English.
I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with it. Here's the question that I have for everyone at home, right? What would you say the South African accent sounds like?
Yeah.
What does it sound like? Because you know how people can describe, let's say, the French accent as romantic because it is very... And they describe, let's say, the German accent as being very robust because the Germans, they speak like that.
Yeah.
How would you describe the South African accent?
Maybe let us know on social media. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. But of course, let us know which Hollywood actor or actress you think has best been able to pull off a South African accent. The one person, or if there's more than one, that's impressed you.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. No, anyway, let us know at Expresso Show on Twitter. Of course, don't forget to use that official hashtag. It is Expresso Show.
That's right. So while you guys sort out the wardrobe for Monday for Kat, I'm going to go and get ready for the news.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
you
Zoe.
go over and do that. Okay, so
Yes. What have
in
we
terms
got
of
here?
wardrobe for me, I think it's a complete overhaul. Okay, so we have option number 1, which looks something like this.
My favorite bomber.
Oh yes. Okay, we got a pair of black pants, nicely seamed up front, and then a combination of black inner. It's like a little light jersey, light knitwear.
Yeah.
And then, wow, how would you describe this color? Is it like
It's a green, turquoise.
A green turquoise or
Yeah, I
pale
would
green
say
kind of
it's
thing?
turquoise.
Bomber jacket.
Yeah.
I quite like that. I like incorporating a lot of black into my wardrobe these
Yeah,
days.
well, the nice thing is that these colors work really nicely together. They're not loud. They're very like toned down, but the turquoise lifts the look and it gives it a nice pop. This
Yes.
looks really good. And of course, those formal trousers, I know that many times I've seen you in formal trousers. You rock them really nicely. So
thank
we
you.
can never go wrong there.
I thank you very much. So that's option number 1. And then in
okay.
keeping with the bomber theme, we're gonna keep this time around a black bomber.
Brown, is this brown? This is brown.
That's black, buddy.
Yeah?
This is black. Are you what? Are you serious?
Is this black or
Do
brown?
not even do this to me. Do not do this to me. This is not Facebook. You're not about to do that to me. Mate, this is black. Okay, it's black. I promise you, it's
Okay.
black.
All
With a copper-colored golfer.
Orange.
Orange, if you're that way inclined, burnt orange, copper, if you will, and then some flat front chinos, khaki. Yes, are we in agreement?
I can
there?
agree. I can agree. Burnt khaki.
Khaki. All right, so this is what
Okay,
option
so this is
2
option B looks
would
like.
then look like. So a bit more pronounced colors, but still keeping it nice and fun, nice and
Yeah.
casual for a Friday as well.
Yeah.
Let us know which you think I should don today.
This is
So-
for Monday.
Oh, this is for Monday.
This is
excuse
for
me,
Monday.
for
So
Monday.
what Kat should
Because-
don on Monday. Hey, look, I like the bombers. The bombers are always just like, it doesn't matter what the look is. It can be a casual look or like a smart casual look. When you throw on a bomber, it really just gives it lots of character, lots of personality. So you're going to do well with those looks.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll have a post on our Facebook page, and you let us know which one you think will suit best for Monday morning.
So we're getting into Friday. We've got a positive quote of the day.
Please,
this
we
morning
need one.
from J-Lo.
From J-Lo?
Jenny from the block.
Okay, what's she say?
Jennifer Lopez, she's a dancer, she's a singer, she's an actress, she's a producer. She first entered the entertainment industry in 1991 and she's since done so well, and I mean, she really is one of the cream A-list stars of our time.
1991. Was that like in the days of In
1991.
Living Color?
I mean, I
I
don't
think so, because
know.
Jenny
I
from the
don't
Block
know.
is later.
A long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So all this obviously didn't satisfy her role when she went to produce her own films and TV series as well. Most of her
Yes.
work has earned her worldwide recognition and awards. And of course, I mean, Nick Strelitz lives for J-Lo. And the quote this morning is, don't push your weakness, play with your strengths. So don't push your weaknesses, play with your strengths.
Ah, yeah, because you know the world is always looking for the above average or the above normal. So take that which you're good at, work on that, and let that stand out.
Absolutely.
It's
Do you
okay,
know-
we all have weaknesses. Leave them to the side.
Yeah, do you know how many people go, oh, but I'm not good at that. Oh, but I'm bad at that. Oh, but I don't look like this. But they forget to look at what they really are good at,
Exactly.
what those strengths are that we all need to be seeing. So please,
Exactly.
absolutely play to your strengths and forget about the weaknesses. They don't count.
Yo.
They really don't.
Must be tough being one of the Proteas boys right now after yesterday's opening game.
When it comes to
it's
the
at-
Proteas, we don't want weaknesses, we want strengths only.
And it's at such a time as this right now. We wake up this morning, boys, get those engines running again. We still have hope in the World Cup. Work on the strengths. Because we were doing well at some point, but hey, listen, I don't want to get too emotional right now. Watching the game yesterday, I was almost in tears. Hopefully, Ashraf Mohammed will help me just to kind of ease
Unpack and
into the
distill
morning.
what
Just
happened.
understand
Distill it properly.
how did we throw that game away like that. But okay, on that positive note,
Yeah.
thanks J-Lo, let's roll the tape and start the show.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today. With my wake up in the morning
morning, South Africa. Time for us to take a look at your national headlines. The Gauteng High Court in Pretoria has ruled that domestic workers were now eligible to claim from the compensation fund if they were injured or contracted a disease at their place of work. If the domestic worker dies while on duty, the family would be allowed to claim. And Stats SA said in the General Household Survey released earlier this week, the absence of parents in their children's lives is evident in how late they finish school. About a quarter of 20-year-olds are still in secondary school. We now move to news abroad, where India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was sworn in yesterday in front of cheering supporters ahead of unveiling a drastically revamped Hindu nationalist government for his historic second term. And finally, a baby born weighing just 245 grams, believed to be the tiniest on record in the world to survive premature birth, has been discharged from hospital in the US. Baby Sabi weighed the same as a large apple when she was born at 23 weeks and 3 days old in December 2018. Fighting for life, she was transferred to the intensive care unit at Sharp Mary Birch Hospital in San Diego, California. Doctors told Sabi's parents she had just hours to live, but 5 months on, she was discharged weighing a healthy 2.5 kilograms, confounding all expectations. A nurse who cared for Sabi as she battled for survival said her recovery and release earlier this month was a miracle. Well, on that note, let's leave your morning headlines and let's take a first look at your sport.
A bit of a dull note to start off for South African cricket fans. Well, we do know that the Cricket World Cup 2019 has begun, and the opener saw England secure a comfortable 104-run victory over South Africa at the Oval. In rugby news, experienced Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff will take over the captaincy from Siya Kolisi when the Stormers take on the Lions at the Emirates Airline Park in Johannesburg on Saturday. And in tennis news, finally, South African tennis player Lloyd Harris has crashed out of the French Open after 13th-seeded player Croatian Borna Coric beat him in straight sets, and that match ended up 6-2, 6-3, 7-6. And that's a roundup of the major sporting headlines.
Thank you, Kat. Let's take a first look at your weather across the country. We start off with a beautiful sunrise picture that you've sent through because we asked you to on Facebook using that hashtag Expresso Show. And this morning, the picture comes from Jenny Vermaak, who sent us this beautiful grey skyline from Scottburg in KZN, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected with a light northeasterly breeze reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Thank you so much for that picture, Jenny Vermaak, out in KZN. Let's take a look at the temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane, where your low is 6 and your high is 22. The highest temperatures in the country this morning, Bombela 7 as your minimum and your maximum 25. Pretoria 6 and 25. Johannesburg 4, your low and your high 20, with a cold start to the morning today. Mahikeng 7 reaching a maximum of 23. Klerksdorp 5 and 22. Kimberley 6 and your high 22. And the lowest temperatures in the country, Bloemfontein today 3, your low and your high 20. Richards Bay 13 and 24. Pietermaritzburg 7 and your high 23. Durban 15 reaching a max of 22 with a northeasterly wind of 11 kilometers per hour. Mthatha 7 and 24. East London 14 starting off and reaching that maximum of 23. Craddock 5 and 22. If you're in Port Elizabeth, you've got 12, your low and your high is 20. George, brace yourselves, your low is 10 and your maximum is 18 today. Sutherland, lots and lots of rain today, heavy rainfall, 3 your minimum and your maximum is 14. If you're in the mother city, Cape Town 9 and 19. Worcester starts off at 6, reaching a high of 21. Springbok 7 and 20. And Uppington with a northeasterly wind of 11 kilometers per hour at 8 your minimum and your maximum is 22. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in about half an hour. Remember, we want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures, so do get those through to us on Facebook using that hashtag Expresso Show.
Yeah.
Don't you just love this time of year where we always get to see that sunrise at around 7 o'clock?
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, although this morning it must be said that the weather in Cape Town kind of depicts the general mood that I have.
Misty.
It's misty. Yesterday just was not a good day. Oh, the Proteas, my word. We just, I don't even know how to start summing it up. We'll talk about it after the break. But we're hoping to inject some feel-good into your morning. Like Prince Princess does every morning in hours with a fresh cup of her best grind.
There we go.
Thank you so much, Miss Princess.
Ooh, what did you make there, Princess?
Cappuccino.
A cappuccino for Cats. You know what? Princess knows our orders. I mean, she is incredible. Thank you, Princess. And how did you make this one?
No, thanks, Sis Princess. I tell you what, there's nothing like arriving here in the morning, especially when you're in such a rush.
Yes.
And then like it's almost like you make eye contact with the glass, with the cup, and you're like, I know that's mine. It's like it's whispering your name because that's how much love Sis Princess puts into it. Thank you very
She
much.
puts a lot of love into it. Well, how about you at home? Go refill those coffee cups and we'll see you in just a bit.
Hey.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
She's on my mind this evening. Worried all the time. I know my heart deceives me. And then that is inside. I'm scared that he don't show. So I got a Father, help me let this go.
Just gonna do a little quick.
She is on my mind this evening.
Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Just stop everything. Stop what you're doing. The biggest event on the European football calendar comes to what I expect will be a heart-stopping end when two unexpected teams meet in the final. Tottenham, of course. Spurs will be facing off against Liverpool, who've had an amazing season in Madrid on Saturday in a blockbuster all-English edition of the Champions League final. There's also, of course, a little bit of rugby thrown in. We've got Super Rugby continuing with round 16 this weekend. We've got the final leg of the 7 Series hitting Paris as well. Will it be Fiji? Will it be USA? Who would have thought we'd ever be saying that? To share their views and on these and other fixtures, digital sports editor Ashwak Mahaba joins us this morning. And Jeremy Harris returns to wish Spurs good luck.
Basically.
It's exactly that, as you say.
Is your heart okay, Graham?
It's
Are you
not,
okay?
dude.
Clearly it is. Clearly it is. But you're right. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it
I'm
through the
excited.
weekend.
No, hopefully you're excited about the weekend sports.
No,
we won't
I'm
even
not.
talk about the cricket until just now. Champions League finals, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, who would have seen those two teams making their way through to the final? But now that they're there, I mean, there's lots of speculation that the goals that we've seen leading up to it, in fact, are not going to be the goals that we see in the final because it's a winner takes all, a loser takes nothing scenario. And so everybody's going to be on sort of red alert and not letting anything through.
Absolutely.
Not going to be playing the same kind of game.
I want to ask this question because, I mean, somebody asked me, so who do you think will take it? And I said it would be silly to try and predict the winner. And we'll get to that later. But in terms of the semi-finals, Liverpool over Barcelona, Tottenham over Ajax, and the manner in which it happened, the dramatic fashion of those semi-finals, which do you think was the more gutsy performance? Who really pulled it out of the proverbial...
Ask the Man United. Please ask the Man United fans.
That's one, because the obvious answer would be Liverpool, but I would say Spurs had the bigger win. Not because of G. That Ajax Amsterdam team is a team to be reckoned with. And that young group of players, the Lucht and all of them, they're unbelievable. So for Spurs to pull it off the way they did, Lucas Moura, all of that drama, just fantastic, real fairy tale story.
You mentioned Lucas Moura. What do you do as a Pochettino? Now you've got England's best striker, one of the best in Europe, back fit. Harry Kane is there.
Easy fit.
He wouldn't be on that. He's a man of integrity.
He's not going to miss
He wouldn't go onto that field. Yeah, exactly. Who would?
He'll play what league if he has to.
I feel like there's a backstory here.
Yeah, all things being equal, can you leave a Kane out of yours? Despite Lucas Moura's hat-trick heroics, he's still not a Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, look, but I don't think you can leave Kane out. I don't think he will allow himself to be left out. But
King
I
of
think
England.
I'd like to believe that he's professional enough, and I mean the team will not pick him, if he's not 100%. So I think he's given himself enough rehab time. I think he's back for the final, and I think that even if he gets crocked afterwards, he's going to play as much of the 90 minutes as he can.
But the danger is he'll play him because he's Harry Kane, not because of his fitness. And that's the danger for Spurs. I wouldn't play him. He hasn't played for how many weeks now?
This is such
Lucas
an
Moura
intense...
He's the guy who produces goods. Son is there. If Kane can come on maybe last half an hour, I'll be happy with that. I think it's a real gamble to start with.
I don't know, man.
Listen, 9 p.m. Saturday, it's happening, it's going down. Everything in the world is going to stop. Give me your score predictions quickly before we move on.
I see Liverpool winning it.
Score prediction?
It's going to be close, 1-0 maybe.
1-0.
Wow.
Spurs 2-1.
Woo! That's the kind of final that I want to see on Saturday.
The microphone back to drop. Lovely stuff. Then, I mean, where do we even begin? Let's throw it quickly to Paris 7. Springboks done a job now that we've made it into the Olympics.
They got their qualification. That was the main thing, Some new guys coming through this weekend. Also see South Africa back from injury. That's wonderful to see, But some of the youngsters hopefully can make an impression going forward.
Yeah, and of course, some mouth-watering fixtures as far as the Super Rugby is concerned. But as you can imagine, the big highlight of the weekend has to be the Champions League, so we had to consume the most amount of time about it. Later on, we'll be chatting to our friends in sport about what happened yesterday. I won't wax lyrical about that. Let's continue the show, shall we?
Throw to your fire.
Oh, well, listen, speaking of sports in action, it wasn't a regular day at the office for the DHL Stormers, as the middle of their Newlands Rugby Stadium was occupied with a light but powerful 700-kilogram vehicle.
That is hectic. Now, the weekend Formula One giants, Red Bull, they make their way to the Grand Parade in the Mother City to showcase the thunder and power of the F1 livery with the one and only David Coulthard at the Red Bull Cape Town Circuit event.
That's right. Well, the Stormers, they were lucky enough to get VIP access to the car, and we thought it would be fun to ask them about their on-road personalities.
So it's not often that you get to speak to my captain, and question his knowledge of Formula One and what he thinks of it. So I've got to ask you this. If you were a Formula One driver, who would you be?
Obviously Max, Team Red Bull. 100% Team Red Bull.
And of your teammates in the Stormers, who would be in a team with you as Team Red Bull?
Eben Etzebeth. He can drive. He loves speed. That's why he got himself a fast car. Yeah, he loves speed. So I think Eben and Skara also can drive.
Let's test this out. What's the South African speed limit?
120.
For sure.
I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. Yeah.
All right, man. So listen, I asked you already, who would you have in your team? Because remember, you need to have like a pit crew around you, people that can like change the tires very quick.
Yeah.
Who's quick enough to change the tires in your car?
Sinatra. Sinatra. Spoed.
Definitely go.
Yeah, 100%.
So Dylan, what kind of driver would you say you are?
Wow. If I have to take my rugby ability into account, probably an elegant driver, I would say, yeah. I don't have any road rage, so I think elegant's probably the best way to describe myself.
That's good. That's
yeah.
good. Do you consider yourself to be a petrol head?
Well, I've got a quick sports car, so yeah, I would say that, yeah.
So usually in Formula One, you have a teammate who rides for the same team. Considering your teammates at the Stormers, who would you pick as the best other driver who would feature alongside you in your Formula One team?
Jean-Luc Duplessis, because he gets very angry, so I think he would definitely show a lot of road rage, and also, you know, he's not going to let anyone just come past him pretty easily, yeah.
All the excitement, of course, is about the big event happening in Cape Town, the Red Bull Cape Town circuit. Are you much of a petrol head, Formula One head?
Not really. I'm not into cars so much.
Yeah?
More of a house human being.
Okay.
I like chilling. I like chilling at the crib, just taking it easy. But to watch these things will be sensational because they're very fast.
Yeah.
Well, nobody can say I don't like speed, so.
In fact, what kind of driver are you?
Not reckless, but pretty on the edge.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Are there some other unknown talents that people don't know that you have? Do you have some weird, wacky talents?
No, I can cook. I can make a nice leg of lamb. Yeah, I'm proud of myself in that, but Brian is my ultimate thing. Yeah.
We got to come to your house then.
I've been waiting.
Your captain told me that he's quite a good cook. Is he a good cook?
No way. Why is he lying on national television? He cooks once in 2 weeks. And that's Brian. That's his cook.
So it's not even cooking, it's actually Brian. Okay.
I consider myself to be quite a good soul R&B singer, but yeah, I don't think my teammates would agree with me. I like to think I'm quite good, except when I play music in the changing room, you know, the guys don't really like it.
What's your go-to track?
Something sort of like James Morrison, something like that, you know. But a Lionel every now and then. Yeah, keep them guessing.
So if you could liken yourself to one of the drivers out there in Formula One, who would you say you most resemble? Who would you be?
We used to, you know, go outside the township there, in the top there, playing around with our tires.
Yeah.
And putting ourselves Schumacher, so I'll keep it that.
Yeah. And of course, every Formula One driver has a teammate. Who among your Stormers teammates do you think would make the best teammate for you?
Easy. Yeah? Dylan Lates, because just as a chance. If you're driving for so long, you need someone to keep you intrigued, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have Dylan Lates just to bring the jokes, make me laugh, keep me calm. That's it.
Who would you have as your pit crew?
My pit crew? Wow. Wilco Low and Frans Malherbe, simply because I think they're big on their farming, so I think they will know exactly what to do if something breaks down, if a car or truck or something like that, they'll be quick on it.
Well, the thrill of the Premier League in motorsport certainly is Formula One racing, and it's coming to the Mother City this Sunday, the 2nd of June. It's the Red Bull Cape Town circuit, and it's bringing South African fans the chance to witness the thundering power of a Formula One car in all of its glory. And it's taking place at the Grand Parade. It's going to be a free event, in case you didn't know, and it'll see tens of thousands of motoring enthusiasts experience Formula One legend David Coulthard putting this mechanical beast to the test and through its paces. Can you imagine? It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. And it's been so exciting because here on Expresso, Red Bull and Expresso, we are very excited that we are giving one lucky viewer the opportunity to win literally an experience of a lifetime. Now, if you simply SMS our keyword win along with your name and city to 33728, you will be entered into a random draw to win sets of double tickets to the Friends of Red Bull tickets. Well, that's the experience you get, which includes dedicated parking at the venue, some complimentary drinks and food. You'll get the best spot from which to catch all of the action, and that's with the view of the pit area.
Wow.
And you also get the chance to walk the track before the event even starts, and this is all to the value of 1,950 rand.
Oh, get in there. Get in there. Today is your last chance for you to feel the adrenaline and exhilaration of hearing that ear-splitting roar of the engine, or squint through the haze of the tire smoke and smell the aroma of burning rubber. So give yourself the opportunity to enjoy a unique Friends of Red Bull experience at the Red Bull Cape Town Circuit Formula One Extravaganza this Sunday, the 2nd of June. So you can enter the competition right now by simply SMSing the keyword WIN with your name and city to 33728. The competition will close officially at 9 a.m. this morning, and entries are limited to residents of Cape Town. SMSs will cost you R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's that do apply can be found at expressoshow.com.
How was that for you, hanging out with Stormers on their home turf?
Gotta say, I tell you what, yesterday I gave someone an opportunity. You know, I could have completely just destroyed Siabelo Sonata's career there, because we were sprinting like
You
down
gave him
10
an
meters.
opportunity.
I just wanted to make him
Look at
feel
you.
good.
Such
And
a kind
I'm a
man.
gentleman. I'm a gentleman.
Is
But
that what-
hey, listen, the Stormers were so cool.
Kindness,
They were so kind. Thanks to the guys that made time to chat to us and showed that excitement. And hopefully some of them will actually be at the event this coming Sunday, and you'll be able to enjoy that very special Friends of Red Bull area with some of them. But wow, what an experience.
Oh, listen, I think there's a lot of people that was very jealous of you, so yes, what an experience.
I love my life, what can I say? I love my life. Let's take a break.
It's an add to cart kind of day. Win your share of 1 million rand with Manhattan iced tea. Buy any Manhattan 500ml or 1.5 litre promotional pack, redeem your code under the label and earn your virtual Manhattan dollars. Shop online in April and May at shopmanhattanstyle.co.za to be entered into the grand prize draw of a shopping spree at Sandton City. The winner will be announced on 5FM's Debooty show in June. Ready, set, shop.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, good morning. Let's take a look at your headlines on the Africa Channel. The World Bank has agreed to give Kenya the $750 million loan it had requested. The World Bank says the funds would be used to support vital reforms and curtail corruption in agriculture, and also to boost productivity and income for farmers. This latest loan comes amid concerns of high debt levels among some Kenyans. Kenya also raised $2.1 billion in London earlier this month. Recently, the East African nation's citizens took to social media with strong opinions against the move, accusing the government of overborrowing when the country is broke. And the illegal slaughter of African elephants to feed Asia's demand for ivory has decreased by more than half in 8 years, but the majestic mammals are still threatened with extinction, a new research published in Nature Communications has warned. In 2018, poachers killed some 15,000 tuskers, about 4% of the continent's population. On current trends, the African elephant is in danger of being virtually wiped out, surviving only in small, heavily protected pockets, the research says. Now, a century ago, up to 12 million of the world's heaviest land animals roamed the continent. We now move to India, where India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was sworn in yesterday in front of cheering supporters ahead of unveiling a drastically revamped Hindu nationalist government for his historic second term. Modi's right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party made history by increasing its majority in a second straight landslide election win. According to informed sources, Modi is set to name Shah, the president of his party, as his new finance minister. As Modi's right-hand man and long-time strategist, Shah would be in a powerful position to direct financial policy in Asia's third largest economy. And finally, when South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his new cabinet on Wednesday evening, the first time in the country's history, half of all the ministers are women. This now means South Africa's female representation in the executive is far stronger than in many other countries. According to an analyst by The Economist, the average female representation in Europe cabinets is only 28%. But although the president may have reduced the size of his cabinet by 8 ministers, South Africa's executive still remains much larger than in many other countries. The United States, for instance, whose population is almost 6 times larger than South Africa, only has 15 cabinet ministers. South Africans have nevertheless, in general, welcomed the move to have equal gender representation and a less bloated cabinet. And that's where we leave your headlines on the Africa Channel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Friday morning. Feels so good to be in your company and also to have Chris Werge in the studio! Very excited to have you back, man. Can't wait to hear what you've been doing, what you've been up to, and I know that you've recently also put out some new music.
Yeah.
In your new single called Feel.
Yes.
Tell me about that, man.
Yeah.
What inspired that song?
Yeah. I think recently I went through some experiences with relationships, and also actually on a personal level some mental health things, and just working through a lot of difficult emotions and realizing sometimes the way we feel is our reality, whether or not that's like accurate to, you know, objectively.
Yes.
So that's kind of where the song started, and I just recorded a voice note the one day, and about 6 months later, I had chatted to a friend, Daniel Barron, who you may know, songwriter from Joburg, and he's like, Chris, I'd love to produce a song with you sometime. And so I sent him the voice note and like the idea, and he's like, cool, let's do it. So I flew up for 2 days to Joburg, and we made the track, and he produced it, and yeah, that's how Feel came out.
Man. So when you are putting out something like that, or you're at least penning it down, and it's deeply personal, as you've just said, is it more difficult for the words to come out and to put them out the way that you truly feel?
Yeah, it is, because you have to, there's like that tension of like honesty versus like commercial viability.
Viability, yeah.
Commerciality is not a word, I don't think. But
a songwriter should know that.
Yeah, but it's also like, what am I trying to say? Like, what's a good message, but like, and what's popular, and what's like going to be like a pop song, but what's also going to have substance and like be lyrically actually mean something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, man. And then you've also got your own home studio that you've recently launched, and it's now. Are you doing a lot of work in there now?
It's. I'll be honest. It is slow. It's called Victory Avenue Studios. It's a setup that I've started recently, like as a professional studio.
Okay.
And my heart on that was just to really get young creatives, like whether it's in high school, varsity, or students, like just starting out, creatives like myself in the industry, who maybe can't afford like to go into like the big studios yet. You know, we don't have labels, you don't have like capital. So my goal is really to help those kind of creatives just to create content without having to break the bank, basically.
That is so cool. So how do they then get a hold of you? Like if I'm a young creative and I've got a song idea, I've got an idea that can be executed in a studio kind of space, what do I do?
So you just go onto my website, chriswerge.com/studio, and you'll see all my contact details there, a bit more information about the studio. Yeah. And yeah, we can start the conversation,
That's amazing, man. I love that you're doing that, especially at such a young age in terms of your career as well, because I think it does build for the future, you know what I mean? Like one day when you decide to taper off a little bit from the touring life, you have something to go back to, and by that time, who knows what it could have grown into.
Yeah, and it's also just, it's like, whether or not my career goes up or down, it's really encouraging to know that you're helping other creatives and artists, you know, develop themselves.
Your heart's in the right place, man.
Thanks,
and it's
man.
great to have you here. Listen, make sure that you don't miss out on live performances from Chris Werge on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
That's all niceties out the window, please. Time to get serious. Those are not serious faces, guys.
This is my serious
That's
face.
not your serious face. I'm going to need you to try harder. Cats, come and show them, if you will, sir, what a serious face actually looks like. If you're allowed.
I'm coming! I'm coming!
Look, see
I'm
this?
coming!
This is what a serious face looks like, guys. I don't know who can see. Just go. Can anyone see the monkey? Can anyone see the monkey? That's a serious face. Okay, there we go.
Oh my goodness.
Where are you coming from?
I was doing the Edmund Hillary marathon at the Himalayas with Sibusiso Vilani. That's why it took me so long to get here.
Oh, buddy. First of all, great job with the Stormers. That must have been awesome.
Thank you.
About that. Let's move on. Our first question this morning is how awesome was Kat's experience with the Stormers? You can let us know. No, it's not. It's not the first question. Okay, you know the drill. It's Expresso Rewind. You can tell by all the shenanigans. We're going to ask our presenters some burning questions about this week's content, and of course they have to make a buzzer sound. At the end of my sentence, my question, after the question
you
mark,
must give
upward
an
inflection.
indication in the tone of your
I'll do it in
voice.
Australian accent.
I'm about to close
Look, I'm not Australian, so I don't end in an upward inflection with everything I say. Okay. You know the drill. Sounds quickly,
Okay,
guys.
I'm going to change it up. Wah.
Wow.
Wah.
It was quite aggressive.
It will come out in various degrees,
I'm
but
sure,
wah
yeah.
is the
Wow.
best.
He's preparing for a very high... That's what he says now, but we know what it's going to be.
Very similar to mine. Just be mindful.
Just be mindful.
I'm just
Be mindful.
All right.
Okay, that was quite passive aggressive. Kat?
I'm gonna go.
I have to change my sound. Sorry.
Change it.
Gotta change. Can I change mine? It sounds
Change
like
it.
Zoe's.
You get one do it.
What are you
Can
going
I
to do?
change? No?
Change it.
Go
Change
for
it.
it. Go. I knew that was what it was going to be anyway.
There was no way anyone
Okay.
would hear my sound with Kat's sound today.
Well, so first of all, to the viewers and to Golden Monkey, I apologize for the sounds this morning. It's all about the competition. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that, man. It's a tough one to open up our account. It was an emotional occasion for this particular man. How many times has Ryan Strumbert completed the Robben Island crossing? Honestly, I'm going to go with Zoe because I heard hers just literally a split second. I know. She's closer to me. Go for it.
100.
100 it is, man. 100 it is. I think you guys are enjoying your sounds a little too much. I think you need to focus on the question and answer and a little less on your buzzer sound. Okay, this one should be a tough one, Kat. Such a rough day for you. Which Formula One legend will be driving a Formula One car in the streets of Cape Town this weekend? Kat.
Get in there, David Coulthard. Get in there. Davey.
One place, none. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. This was a momentous day and an awesome interview for us. Lorian Johannes is making history as the... I'll dock you, eh? I'll dock you. You don't even have a point to dock, and I'll dock you, man. Lorian Johannes is making history as the first female coach for which team?
The under-20 women's rugby team.
Which one?
The South African. South African, we're going to go.
There are many under-20 women rugby teams in the world.
Are you serious?
Did you know the answer? Or did you know the answer, T, or did you make the sound because you're enjoying the
Doesn't
sound?
matter anymore now, does it?
I can even tell you what she was wearing.
All right, Zoe, you got to get in there. Zoe, I don't know. So I don't know what happened if someone, put a little something in your drink earlier. Come
I knew
on,
it was
man.
a sport, but I didn't know which one. I was going to go for cricket, so I would have been wrong.
Okay,
good or
close enough.
We know this answer. The three of you know this answer, guys. You know it. It's within you. Which team did South Africa face in the opening match of the Cricket World Cup?
Come on! Come on! England! Come on!
And what was the score?
They won by 104 runs. It was terrible.
Exactly.
Come on! I'm excited and just devastated all at the same time.
Man.
He deserves the monkey.
He earned it this morning, and it's not that I wanted to give it to someone, man. I wanted you guys to show how much you know in sport. Our sports special edition of Expresso Rewind goes to Zoe. Please, insult to injury. Will you slide that golden monkey? This is a World Cup year, so dare I say this is a World Cup. All right. So maybe you would have done a little better than T and Zoe this morning. Here's a question for you guys at home. Which Goliath is not related to the other two Goliaths? Is it Donovan, is it Nicholas, or is it Jason? Ends question. Share the answer with us on social media. If you're not sure, the best way that you can catch up is on our YouTube channel. Go through the whole week's shenanigans, have a lot of fun, relive all those golden moments. Is that the official Golden Monkey theme song?
I'm not even worried about that, so yeah.
World in I feel like we could have ended the show there, but the show must go on. I know Tabiso will recover. We'll give him a few moments.
I'm going to balance the golden monkey in his nose.
Well, let's take a quick break.
That's what live TV is all about. We love you guys. We'll see you now.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Is there a guitar there?
She is on my mind this evening. Worried all the time. I know my heart deceives me. The man that is inside, I'm scared that he don't show. So I cry out, my Father, help me let this go. I want to win your heart, but I do not know how. You said you need some time to sort your luggage out. Oh, and as we hit the calm, gazing at the moon, I thought that I would like to spend more time with you. Hey. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large and in charge. It's a Friday morning, and of course, all things cricket are just taking over the world right now. The Cricket World Cup opener. I would try to say it did not disappoint when it comes to the drama, but it did, because if you're on this side of the ocean and this side of the hemisphere, it really sucked. But okay, of course, the rest of the world of cricket is very excited. England walked away as winners, with South Africa left scratching their heads after a near-perfect start to the campaign, with Imran Tahir taking a wicket with the second ball. Oh my goodness, and all our hopes must have been on high.
Immy, baby.
So here to give us a review, of course, our friends in sport once again, Ashfaq Mohammed and Jeremy Harris.
Gents, first of all, so I was busy Skyping my baby who's in the UK now, and the dad who doesn't ever talk to me at all, just pops, did you enjoy that cricket? No, I did not enjoy the cricket yesterday. No, there were some positive sides, mainly for England. The players are firing, you know, Owen getting runs, but can we hear it for Stokesy? And just an overall brilliant performance, and we'll in a moment kind of relive that magical moment. But from a host perspective, this is what it's all about. You've been put above teams ranked higher than you as a favourite. You're one of the top three probably to win the tournament. Shots fired. This is how you want to start.
Stokes, Faf described him as a 3-in-1 cricketer, and he truly is. Wonderful batsman, coming in at number 5 for an all-rounder. That needs to be done, and he absorbed the pressure, got through it, scored a 1 for 89, 79 balls, really good tempo. His bowling as well, I don't think he took any wickets, but still good accurate
I think
bowling.
he was there.
Yeah,
Two wickets,
two. But the fielding, unbelievable on the boundary, wherever, just, everything happened for Ben Stokes, and that shows the quality of the man under that kind of pressure.
Yeah, and that's the one aspect, of course, a player who performs, but when it comes to a team performance as well, in general, their batting lineup really delivered great stuff. Ewan Morgan, you was talking about a man who's played a true captain's innings, was able to and bat through, which you feel like, or I certainly feel like, if Kuni was able to do that for us, this was a chaseable target.
Absolutely.
We were in there.
I think so. Rant.
I think.
Rant.
Sorry, I nearly went there.
Just rant it. We rant it. Yeah.
I think that England recovered well from that first wicket loss. They could have easily gone, oh my goodness, what on earth just happened?
Yeah.
But they bounced back well. 311 for 8 probably was a below par score, I think. I mean, they should have got 340, 350, but they still were 311 for 8. And South Africa would have fancied their chances in terms of the run chase. But I mean, in terms of that England innings, there were a couple of 50s. There was Ben Stokes' 89. And it was a really good batting performance that you take nothing away, and on a track that is notorious for runs. So, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do.
Building towards that magical moment, it's a cliffhanger. You don't want to miss it. Actually, one of the best catches you probably ever see in your life. Preparation coming into the World Cup, did we not have enough ODI and too much T20 to find our form? What was because it just felt like the players, I mean, it feels like there's runs there. It feels like everyone's full of runs, but just decision making.
Just a bit underdone, and the second game was sort of washed out as well. I think they played like 12 overs or so. So that was an issue. But despite all of that, I thought they did well with the ball to bring it back to 3.
They were in it. They were there and thereabouts.
And also Hashim Amla getting hurt initially, that threw them off course a bit, but they still recovered from that. Faf du Plessis giving his wicket away as well. Very uncharacteristic of the captain. He's been going so well. But they pulled it back to 120 for 2, well on their way. Quinny and Rassie van der Dussen. And then suddenly, Quinny hits the ball straight down Van Dijk's throat. Rassie van der Dussen tries to pull a ball from Archer, who's the quickest bowler with the front foot. JP Duminy knocks it straight too long off. What was going on?
That's the thing.
It was a real panic. I called it a choke because it is a choke, and it's something that they need to embrace.
I want
embrace
you
it. I made a video on IL Sport last night that I hope they got their choke out of the way now. It's first match of the tournament. They still got 8 league games to go. They can recover. They've got the talent. They've got the ability. Hit back.
Everyone just said no at home. Choke.
Okay,
choke. Fine. We own it.
Of course, there was a defining moment that even as the fiercest Protea Fire fan, you thought we could still pull this through. And then Ben Stokes did this.
Yeah.
Again on the sweep. Is it going to go over his head? Oh, no way! No way! You cannot do that, Ben Stokes.
So that's like catch of the tournament already.
Catch of like the
He
year.
played for Spurs in Champions League final, goalkeeper.
Is that a dig or were you being positive? I don't know anymore.
If you can go there right now, that'd be great.
Yeah, be still my beating heart, man. I can't actually even talk about the cricket, to be quite honest, until this football is done, until we just finish with this Champions League. Now, look, not a bit of a wobble, yes, but maybe a slap in the face, a wake-up call, some cold water going into a World Cup's not necessarily the worst thing, but England certainly showing their form. 104 victory there over the Proteas.
Absolutely. James, thank you very much for joining us this morning to take a look at the sports. Of course, the next game for the Proteas comes Sunday against Bangladesh. And hopefully by that time we would have fixed whatever needs to be fixed right now. Really?
Sorry, yeah, no, they're going to come back.
Let us know your thoughts about the sporting weekend.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Spurs.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We are live right here on SABC3. Thanks so much for choosing to wake up on the right side of bed. Lots on the go this morning. It is a jam-packed feel-good Friday because we've got birthdays coming up soon. And of course, Chris Werge with some awesome performances still coming up right here on your feel-good breakfast show. Right now, though, it's time for Zoe with the news.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's start with your national news. The Gauteng High Court in Pretoria has ruled that domestic workers were now eligible to claim from the compensation fund if they were injured or contracted a disease at their place of work. If the domestic worker dies while on duty, the family would then be allowed to claim. This following a landmark case this week where Sylvia Mahlangu, daughter and sole dependent of Maria Mahlangu, a domestic worker who died at her employer's home, won in a case against the Department of Labour. Mahlangu was claiming compensation for her mother's death. And Stats SA said in the General Household Survey released earlier this week, the absence of parents in their children's lives is evident in how late they finish school. About a quarter of 20-year-olds are still in secondary school. The survey said families and households were crucial to the emotional and cognitive development of children. 2/3 of South Africa's children don't live with both parents, while 43% of them live with their mother. Nearly half of South Africa's children have never drawn or read a book with a parent or a guardian. We now move to news abroad, where India's Modi sworn in ahead of unveiling a revamped government. Now, the president of the... Okay, I'm going to restart that one for you. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was sworn in yesterday, and this is in front of cheering supporters ahead of unveiling a drastically revamped Hindu nationalist government for his historic second term. Now, Modi's right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party made history by increasing its majority in a second straight landslide election win. According to informed sources, Modi is set to name Shah, the president of his party, as his new finance minister. As Modi's right-hand man and long-time strategist, Shah would be in a powerful position to redirect financial policy in Asia's third largest economy. And finally, when South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his new cabinet on Wednesday evening, for the first time in the country's history, half of all ministers are women. This now means South Africa's female representation in the executive is far stronger than in many other countries. According to an analysis by The Economist, the average female representation in European cabinets is only 28%. But although the president may have reduced the size of his cabinet by 8 ministers, South Africa's executive still remains much larger than in many other countries. The United States, for instance, whose population is almost 6 times larger than South Africa, only has 15 cabinet ministers. South Africans have nevertheless, in general, welcomed the move to have equal gender representation and a less bloated cabinet. And that's where we leave your morning headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Sorry to start on a rather downward note, but the 2019 ICC Cricket World Cup opener saw England secure a comfortable 104-run victory over the Proteas at the iconic Oval Cricket Ground. Host nation put up a score of 311 in their 50 overs, while the Proteas could only manage 207 runs all out, 61 balls still left to play. All-rounder Ben Stokes was the man of the moment, instrumental for England reaching a top score of 89 from 79 balls, hitting 9 boundaries. He also picked up 2 wickets with the ball and what could be considered probably one of the greatest catches of all time. So South Africa will now look to win their second match of the campaign, bouncing back against Bangladesh this coming Sunday. Then on the rugby front, experienced Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff will get the captain's armband. He'll take over the captaincy from Sir Khaleesi when the Stormers take on the Lions in a massive derby at the Emirates Airline Park in Johannesburg on Saturday. Khaleesi, along with loose forward Peter Steph du Toit and flank Kobus van Dijk, are all ruled out of the local derby, unfortunately. Stormers will desperately be looking to keep their challenge for a playoff place on track this weekend, showing massive signs of improvement. Team from Cape Town will be playing at home against the Sunwolves and the Sharks in the next few weeks as well. Then on the tennis front, South African tennis player Lloyd Harris has crashed out sadly of the French Open after the 13th-seeded player Croatian Borna Coric beat him in straight sets. Coric advancing to the third round, winning 6-2, 6-3, 7-6. Earlier in the week, Harris advanced to Roland Garros' second round for the first time in his career. He was the only South African in the French Open men's singles competition following the withdrawal of top 10 compatriot Kevin Anderson. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's take a look at your traffic and your roads this morning. We start off in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Pietermaritzburg. On the N3 eastbound, there is a stationary vehicle that's after Market Road, obstructing the left lane. So please do keep a look out for that. And if you are in the Western Cape in Milnerton, there are roadworks on the N7 southbound before Platterkloof Road. All lanes are open, but please note that delays can be expected, and this is due to the misty conditions this morning. Please switch on your headlights and maintain a safe following distance. Now, we know we're all very excited for the Red Bull Circuit event that's happening in Cape Town. Yes, all the excitement. So please do take note of the following roads that'll be closed: Darling Street, Parliament, Mount, Primrose, Corporation, Parade, Canterbury, Harrington, De Roos, Sir Larry, Van der Leur, Castle, Lower Plain and Long Market Street. But that's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in half an hour. Here's Kat with a look at the weather.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Quick weather update at the top of the hour. Once again, thank you so much for all of those beautiful sunrise pictures you keep sending us. Do keep them coming, and we have one here from Sherlyn Solomon, who sent us a stunning sunrise from Table View. And look at that view from here in Cape Town, where you get, of course, that picturesque view of Table Mountain that everyone loves so much in all the postcards. But of course, Sherlyn, thank you so much to you. You can expect partly sunny conditions throughout the day with a southerly breeze reaching a maximum of 19 degrees throughout your day. But let's take a look at more temperatures around the country, of course, starting off in Polokwane. There you can expect a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 22. The highest temperatures in the country can be found in Mbombela. There they'll be ranging between 7 and 25. Sunny conditions all around there. Pretoria, 6 and 22. The cold start that you'll have in Joburg will see a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 20. In Mahikeng in the Northwest Province, 7 to 23. How about Klerksdorp, 5 to 22. And in Kimberley in the Northern Cape, 6 to 22. The lowest temperatures in the country will be found in Bloemfontein this morning, 3 to 20. And high humidity conditions can be expected in Richards Bay, temperatures ranging between 13 and 24. Pietermaritzburg, 7 and 23, while a northeasterly wind of about 11 kilometers per hour can be expected in Durban, temperatures there ranging between 15 and 22. In Tata, 7 to 24. East London will see a low of 14 and a high of 23. Craddock, 5 to 22. Port Elizabeth between 12 and 20, while George can expect a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 18. Heavy rainfall can be expected in Sutherland, a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 14, while the mother city can expect temperatures ranging between 9 and 19, while Worcester can expect sunny conditions around 6 and 21 is your temperature range. Springbok, 7 to 20, and rounding it off in Uppington, where northeasterly wind of 11 kilometers per hour can be expected there. Temperatures ranging between 8 and 22 degrees Celsius. But once again, no matter what the weather is like in your part of the country, have a fantastic Friday. And hey, let's celebrate your birthday right now.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Dude, he is so honored this morning. You nailed that, dude. Now you've just been waiting to engage with our birthdays.
I was ready.
It is that time of the day where we wish you guys, our most valued, I wanted to say customers, our viewers, a very, very happy birthday.
Our viewers are our customers.
Yeah, we are here to serve you, baby. So free. We absolutely love connecting with you guys over your birthday because we get to share in a very special moment with you and help you share those special moments. And you can, of course, WhatsApp directly to the Biso's line. His number is 071-640-6551. No, it's not his, it's ours. That's the collective group's number. Or you can email them to birthdays@cordova.tv. But we've got a ton of birthdays. Should we go in threes? Just bam,
It makes
bam,
you wonder what happened 9 months ago. But let's first wish for our first
Wow.
birthday. We have London, who is celebrating. London Hamilton is turning 5, and her family wishes their little princess the happiest of birthdays.
Beautiful.
Happy birthday, London.
London is a cool name.
We have some really cool names here. Ava Griffith is also turning 5, and her mom loves her to the moon and back. So Ava, happy birthday. Alex van Niekerk turning 6, and he is the sunshine in his family's life. Happy birthday,
man.
Alex.
Hey, happy
dapper
birthday,
young dude,
Alex.
man.
Well, we don't stop. Here's another one. Luke Richardson is turning 7, and his Opa and Oma say he brings them so much joy
That's
every
sombrero.
single day. Happy birthday. What
That's a cool
character, what a
sombrero,
look.
man.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Nice.
And Matthew Abramse is turning, is it Abrahamse? Abrahamse? Well, that surname is turning 8. Abramse, yes. Here is a special message today to an aspiring young footballer and a kind-hearted rascal. We love you so much, always. This is from Mom, Dad, your brother Chad, Ma, and Ba. And we've got Zaria's birthday as well. Zaria's turning 9. It's her 9th birthday today, and her family send her so much love on her special day. Happy birthday.
Oh man, just a beautiful extended family we have. I love it. Then Itumeleng Mpinda is turning 11, and his auntie Ellen hopes that all his heart's desires be fulfilled
I
on
love
his
this photo.
birthday.
I know.
Man. All
I looked at that
kinds
picture.
of cool, man.
First thing I wanted to go was like,
and then we've got Brittany Jumeth is celebrating her birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Brittany! And her cousin Jamie Adams says, thank you for always being there. Your mom would have been very proud of you for the young, remarkable woman you've grown into. I love that. Happy birthday, Brittany. And then Alizwa Mklinza is celebrating her 10th birthday, and her mom, Sina Mklinza, loves her very, very much. So do we.
Well, yes, certainly. And then Tara Davids is turning 14 on Sunday, so we are wishing her early happy birthday. And of course, her family, she is her family's sunshine, and they hope she has a beautiful day. Of course, we also hope you have a fantastic day. And then last but not least, happy birthday to Ashley Mahodia from Afton and Ashton. They want to wish you a happy birthday too. So happy birthday, Ashley.
Yeah, happy birthday to all of you, man. We absolutely love you. Please keep sending those birthday pics and messages, videos. A 15-second video would be great. You can send them to our WhatsApp line. This is our new number, 071 640 6551. Send us that pic, send us that vid and that dedication, or birthdays at cordova.tv is just as good. And happy birthday.
Time for a bit of a performance, right?
Yeah,
What's happening over there, Kat?
Rockets.
Indeed, it is time for some fantastic music here. Chris Werge is in the studio, and he's about to perform his song, On My Mind.
the saddest fate. I want to win your heart, but I do not know how. You said you need some time to sort your luggage out. Oh, and as we hit the common, gazing at the moon, I thought that I would like to spend more time with you. I wanna win your heart, but I don't know how. Looking for love, would you show me how? I wanna win your heart, but I don't know how. Looking for love, would you show me how? I wanna win your heart, but I don't know how. Looking for love, would you show me how? I wanna win your heart, but I don't know how. Looking for love, would you show me how? See it's on my mind this evening.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and you're just in time for your Friday Tech Roundup with our expert Tinus Jansen van Rensburg. And this morning, we are delving into the very technical world of gene editing, CRISPR technology, and a new innovation using something called Cas3. Now, hopefully Tinus can help us a little bit out because it all just sounds like food to me.
I can help. Sounds like something that originated in Amsterdam as well. Anyway, remind us again, what exactly is CRISPR?
Right, so I mean, we've spoken about it a couple of times, right? It's a gene editing technology, and the way that it works is in your enzymes in your cells. Essentially, there are a couple of enzymes that record what happens with your genes. So let's say, for example, that a virus comes in and you have an immune system that's going to fight that.
Yeah.
Then essentially your Cas system, and this is what CRISPR uses as its foundation, basically records your genes and records the genes that are coming in that are foreign, and that is how it kind of learns what pieces of genes to cut from within your body, and kind of uses that to bolster up your immune system.
Wow.
Going forward. So we've now engineered the system to be able to do certain things, edit genes the way that we want to edit genes, and that's where the CRISPR technology comes from.
That's very interesting. So what exactly is special about Cas3?
Right, so in the past when we've spoken about CRISPR, we've spoken about Cas9. Now these are essentially just different types of enzymes and different types of processes that sit within our cells. Up until now, all of the gene editing we've done was with Cas9, and Cas3 is very different in that this enzyme can essentially log and look at longer pieces of your DNA strands. So where CRISPR, where Cas9 was used to maybe cut out and delete or replace 2 or 3 pieces of your DNA strand, Cas3 can actually look at a much longer piece of your DNA string. The reason this is super helpful is because of curing diseases.
Yes.
So as I said previously, when a foreign virus comes in, essentially it changes your DNA when it infects, and then Cas3 has the potential to actually record this longer viral strain, and hopefully one day this means that we can remove viruses from our system.
Which is, wow, and we might then be able to live longer. How about would they be able to remove the gene that ages you?
Potentially.
That's possible,
Potentially. Right? I mean, we don't know exactly what gene that is yet.
Yeah.
So once we do get there, I mean, right now it's more being used for things like, changing eye color,
yes,
or some genes that might mean you're susceptible to diabetes, that kind of thing. But going forward, some illnesses.
I mean, genetics and DNA is just fascinating in general. But then could there be some unforeseen negative results or consequences of this?
As with any new technology, there's always things to consider, right? And we've already seen in the Cas9 world, obviously it hasn't been approved to be used in humans yet, but we've already seen some negative effects on Cas9 in that it's not as accurate as we previously thought. So there's the removal of pieces of the gene strand that we didn't think was going to happen. So this was in tests on rats and mice. The same thing could potentially happen with Cas3, but as we're ironing out the system, the fact that it's a longer strand means we don't have to be as precise, which means it can have better effects, but there's always those kind of dangers that we have to look at going forward. But hopefully the scientists figure it out very soon.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold up before you tick that box in your medical aid application. Yes to gene splicing. Don't quite yet.
Tinus, thank you for joining us and for bringing us that awesome tech update. And I mean, that was our tech update for you this Friday morning.
And now from all things cyber and genetic and analytical in our DNA to cyber criminals who are always thinking of creative ways of making money, taking your money by that. But social media messaging scams seem to be one that really puts us all at risk.
Unfortunately, cyber criminals are winning. They're on the rise with new scams and very creative ways of stealing your money. That's what it is. It's theft. One scam in particular allows criminals to steal money by accessing your social media messaging platforms through various means and posing as you, and then going through your contacts to ask for or requesting financial assistance, and they do it in very crafty ways. So we've got Sabric CEO Kalyani Pillay here this morning to hopefully arm us with the tools we need not to be scammed. And this is a difficult one because it seems so real and authentic. Maybe your best mates or close friends will phone you after they've received a message and will kind of see a red flag. But for your broader base of contacts that you've got on social media, if they time this at the right time, if those scam artists are clever in the way that they, structure that, you'll feel like, oh man, this poor person, I want to help them. So how is this playing out?
The issues of where the perpetrators are getting access to enough of your personal information to enable them to either guess your passwords to your social media platforms, or they, through other means, whether by phishing or smishing or vishing, phone calls, purporting to be somebody else, and to be able to get sufficient information around you. But also, Graham, we forget about the fact that they often send out emails that have malware or spyware linked behind it. And so while you're busy on your social media platforms using that particular device that's now been infected, everything that you do on them is replicated and goes through, has access to, the criminals get access to it. So what they do in this particular instance is that they get access to the social media platform, they have access to all of your contacts, and then they send out a communication from your platform so that it appears to be you who's sending it out, saying some kind of story, usually something very sad, something traumatic happened, and you just need some help and some financial assistance. And unfortunately, some people respond. So, the fact that some people respond makes it lucrative.
You just need 1 out of 100, or,
Yeah.
I suppose you must just be wary of any message that's coming to you relating to money, I think is always the watchword here. It's just...
Absolutely, and I think you've hit it right on the head in that you said, pick the phone up and call the person who you think it's coming from and find out what is going on, because the important thing also is that you could be alerting them to the fact that somebody has now cracked into their social media platform.
So taking a step back even further, how do we protect ourselves in this space? What's the first kind of way to arm ourselves?
I think it goes right back to the fact that, and this is not only in respect of this particular scam, it's in respect of how we live our lives these days. Protect your identity, your personal information, your confidential information. Don't just answer the phone and give somebody random asking you for information.
No bank will ever phone you, ever.
Or even if it's someone purporting to be a software, because that's been one of the quite prevalent things that's been happening. Somebody calls, they say they're technical support for a particular software company, usually someone that's known to us, and that they are busy assisting with getting security patches loaded on devices. So please, can you go on and you do it yourself? We'll just talk you through it, and they allow you to go and download malware, which you don't even realize that you're actually doing. So, be wary of all of that. Do everything you can to always protect your personal information, your confidential information being your bank stuff, your PIN, your login details. And just be mindful of it at all times. Where are you putting your information out?
Is that the kind of starting point with all of these things? If we see a red flag, if we see something that doesn't sit well with us, is to talk about it. Because if we all just kind of ignore it, then you're not helping the next person in that
Absolutely. And I think if you're not sure, pick the phone up and ask, call your bank even if you have to, and ask, is there something, or call a technical company that you are familiar with, someone who you trust, to get some advice. Get somebody to come and check your device out, but don't do it with just anybody. It needs to be somebody.
If they phone you and ask to check your device out, then don't.
Put the phone down.
Then don't do it. I know it can be a big, scary world out there when we look at how many opportunities to be scammed there are, but just a bit of logic and thinking clearly about these things and just taking a step back sometimes, thinking before you act, especially when your money or your personal information are concerned, can make all the difference. Now, did you know that if you are not FICA compliant, you are exposing yourself to criminals that could potentially use your account to commit fraud? That's why you have to go through that process. So join us next week when Kalyani explains the importance of FICA and knowing your customers as a company. Interesting stuff.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are Sabric.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully you've taken some notes down on how to protect yourself and protect your money from all these scams that are going around all over the place here on our cell phones.
Definitely do that. Well, hey, this weekend, a big one for the SAMAs, the South African Music Awards. Everyone is heading over to Sun City for that. So a lot of excitement. People are excited.
There is a lot of excitement. We've had some of the artists who are nominated in the various categories of the SAMAs this year. I mean, I know that Vusi Nova, who was here just last week, or was it the week before, has been nominated. He is also in the category of Record of the Year, which is a highly contested one. It's the biggest one of the night, going up against the likes of Holly Ray, who's also been on the show. We love her. Questa's also there. AKA is there. It's huge.
Big names.
Big names. And who do you think is going to take Record of the Year?
Listen, I have no idea, but hi, why don't you head on over to our Expresso Facebook page? Perhaps you want to let us know who you think is going to walk away with a SAMA this weekend. We would love to hear from you.
Yep.
There we go. We're going to take a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
Have you ever wanted to be a brand ambassador? To be the face of South Africa's favorite skincare brand? Well, now you can. Last year, I had the honor to be selected as the new face of Ponds. And if you think you have what it takes, simply enter by purchasing any Ponds product and visiting faceofponds.co.za to upload your photo, your bio, and the last 4 digits of your product's unique barcode. I am the face of Ponds. Are you?
Past a couple of months, they've been running a competition giving 5 lucky couples the chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Prague in the Czech Republic. Today we're traveling to Tumelo Khanane in Boksburg, and as far as he's concerned, he's just a finalist.
My name is Tumelo Khanane, and I reside in the east of Johannesburg. I'm an executive in a government municipality. I test drive the Hyundai Tucson in Boksburg.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show's live, large and in charge. It's a Friday morning and it's so good to have your company. Thanks for joining us, man. This is exciting stuff because recently one of Hyundai's most popular vehicles, the Hyundai Tucson, received a facelift with some incredible new features that make it perfect for city lovers everywhere.
I actually got to test drive them. Awesome. Over the past few months, they've been running this pretty cool competition where South Africans have been given the opportunity to win the holiday of a lifetime. All expenses paid, baby, by simply test driving and then applying for finance or purchasing the new Hyundai Tucson. And we have the opportunity to surprise each of those winners right here on Expresso.
Yeah, and the first winner, Tumelo Kanani, spends most of his time in and around the city of Joburg, but little did he know that he and his partner are heading to Europe.
And we don't mean his partner in business.
The Hyundai Tucson is one of South Africa's most loved SUVs, and over the past couple of months, they've been running a competition giving 5 lucky couples the chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Prague in the Czech Republic. Today, we're traveling to Tumelo Kanani in Boksburg, and as far as he's concerned, he's just a finalist.
My name is Tumelo Kanani, and I reside in the east of Johannesburg. I'm an executive in a government municipality. I test drive the Hyundai Tucson in Boksburg. The car is quite dynamic. It felt very comfortable. It's also quite stylish.
Tumelo, how are you?
Good, thanks, man. How's it?
Good. My name is Tsulu.
Hi, Zulu.
How does it feel like being a finalist in the Hyundai competition?
Well, I didn't know I was amongst the finalists, but it feels great.
It feels great.
Yeah, I hope I win.
And why did you decide to enter?
Look, I was shopping around and I eventually bought the car, in fact. So after that, I was given an opportunity to enter the competition.
Tumelo, I have a confession to make. I know that we said we're here to profile you as a finalist for the competition.
Okay.
But in actual fact, I am here to tell you that you've won an all-expenses-paid trip for two to Prague in the Czech Republic.
Wow.
For you and a partner.
Oh, that's great, man.
How are you feeling?
No, quite excited.
Is it a surprise?
It's a surprise. I wasn't expecting anything. I'll be taking my partner, my lifetime partner, to Prague. I'm looking forward to having a lot of fun. It will be my first time in that country, and I'm very thankful to Hyundai for that opportunity.
Tumelo's not the most extroverted guy. He's very reserved, but you can just see the excitement in his eyes after hearing the news that he's won the prize.
Yeah, I'm still a bit shocked.
You're still a bit shocked?
Yeah, but excited as well. So yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
Well, you know what, everyone? This is it. Your very last chance to shop Manhattan style for the most incredible prizes and goodies. And that's from fashion to homeware and so much more. Now, if you haven't entered yet, you only have a few hours left. So I suggest you get out there, you buy some promotional Manhattan iced teas, and then you find the promo code underneath the label. So we'll show you how to do it. And that's how you enter.
You just peel that open.
There's the code.
And there's the code over there. Get entering. Don't take this one. Remember, the more iced teas you buy, the more dollars you can accumulate. But time is ticking, so hurry up. And don't forget, there is a grand prize up for grabs where you could be one of 5 lucky people who will get to splash out 100,000 Rand each in the Shop Manhattan style shopping experience that's happening at Sandton City, and winners will be announced next week. But you only really do have today left, so please do go out there, enter, go, go, go. Good luck to all of you. Another one. Enter. What would you do? What would you do with 100,000 bucks?
Oh my goodness!
What would you buy?
Listen, I'm in need of furniture, so I'll just go straight for furniture stores and then just, recreate a beautiful lounge.
Yeah, I think I would switch up my entire wardrobe. My closet would be so refreshed. Take it all to the next level. And maybe spare some to buy like a little few home goodies as well.
We can dream, we can all dream, but hey, it's not going to be reality until you enter. So do go enter. We're going to take a quick break and we'll see you in just a few.
Get your phone out and enter.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning. Now, during the month of June, there's a gripping 4-part documentary series about being LGBTQI+ in South Africa, and it'll be airing, and it's available for people out there to learn about the struggles of being a part of this minority group in our country. Take a quick look at this.
Vir die langste tyd het ek die feit dat ek gay is gehaat. Ek wou uitvind hoe ander mense se seksualiteit hul beïnvloed het, maar ek wou nie net hoor van mense soos myself nie. Ek wou dit net so wyd as moontlik span.
Op 'n redelike vroeë ouderdom besef dat ek aangetrokke was tot mans. Ek het glad nie 'n woord daarvoor gehad nie.
You fell in love with Mark first. And one of the things that I am is gay.
Om veilig te bly, moet jy amper soos closeted wees as jy soos ek lyk. Jy weet, jy kan nie vir mense sê dat jy regtig trans is nie.
Ek dink vir geen oomblik met mense onderskat dat dit ongelooflik moeilik bly vir mense om uit die kas uit te klim. En ek dink dis hoekom dit so ongelooflik belangrik is dat hierdie stories gereflekteer word in media.
Wow, gripping, insightful, educational. And of course, as June is celebrated globally as Pride Month, TV and radio host Ronaldo Schwab took it upon himself to tell his story and these stories. And he's joined this morning alongside transgender female Sher Peterson to tell us a bit more about this documentary called Skief. Thanks so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much for having us.
And this must have been quite a bold step for you, Ronaldo, to take the platforms that you have. You're a TV and radio host and decide that you're going to be using them for good in this regard. How did that decision come about to want to tell the stories?
I think the documentary addresses issues that I've personally dealt with from a very young age.
Yeah.
I've heard from numerous people, whether it be family, friends, in school, in varsity, also working in media, that being gay is not necessarily the most palatable thing, and it's maybe an aspect that we need to hide, especially if you want to have a successful career in media. And we see it a lot in the South African context, because you do work and stay in a very conservative country to a certain extent. So I wanted to create something that puts a face to what it means to be LGBTI, and I also wanted to create something that shows people that it's not uncomfortable to talk about being gay or talk about being trans. And that it's actually just people that we're talking about. I said in the promo that it seems like I'm addressing LGBTI issues or problems, but it's not issues or problems. It's actually just people, and it's actually just their stories.
Yeah, and so in that clip that we've just seen there, you talk about having to remain closeted in order to be safe. I mean, tell me about some of those experiences that made you feel that way, and also on the other side of that coin, what it's like now for you to be able to tell your stories and to voice your opinion on this massive platform.
Yeah, I think like when it comes to that, so I think being closeted is not really what it is. It's more, you know, sort of staying a little bit on the down low. So when it comes to sort of, in the community we call it passing, sort of passing for being cisgendered, or so to speak. It sort of is, you know, some spaces just aren't really welcoming, and some spaces are a little bit unsafe. And we need to be cognizant of that as trans people. I mean, I think I speak about it in the documentary. There was an experience at a festival where I felt very unsafe because, you know, people made me feel unsafe in the way that they were just not for it. And, and I was excluded in a way that made me feel really uncomfortable, almost in a violent way. So that was traumatizing, but I think it's important also for me to be open about this and really have these conversations so that other people who are struggling out there can see they're being represented.
Absolutely. And in making this 4-part documentary, Ronaldo, you've also included some famous faces, well-known faces, and some unknown faces. Tell me about the interesting mix of these people. Who have you included that we might know? Obviously, Mark Lodgen was one of them that we saw over there. And why you decided on having this mix of well-known and unknown faces?
So I wanted to talk to people who could speak to the issues that I wanted to address. And obviously that's religion, representation, finding love and coming out. So we do speak to a few very familiar faces. Mark Lodgen, everyone loves him. He had a very honest conversation about his journey with his sexuality. We speak to Afrikaans singer Joe Foster, Canary the movie co-writer, Charles-Johan Lingervelder. I also addressed and approached people with really resilient and fascinating stories. I don't think I want this documentary to be something that people feel sad about. All these stories speak of resilience.
Yes.
And these people really overcome a lot. I wanted to find the balance between familiar faces and everyday people.
Yeah,
because having someone like Mark Lottering or Joe Forster part of this really gives clout to a project like this. And I think it realized with me last week to see that the attention to this project is so important.
Yeah.
It is obviously thanks to the people who did agree to take part in this documentary, but it doesn't mean the people who aren't familiar in the documentary, their stories are less important.
Yeah. Sure, what would you like people to take away from watching this?
I think I'd like people to open their minds.
Yeah.
I think watching this, as Ronaldo said, it is a story about people. And most importantly, at the core, it's about resonating with that story if it is someone who's LGBTQI.
Yeah.
And it's also a place that, or a project really, that gives people a platform to really get insight and understanding and relate and empathize with people as part of this project. So I think it's super, super important in the space in 2019, and it's necessary because people ostracize the LGBTQI community because it's something they don't understand. So hopefully it brings a sense of understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both for coming in this morning and telling us about this very insightful new 4-part documentary. It's called Skiff, and as you've heard, it offers an intimate look into the lives of LGBTQI plus members of community in our society. It really challenges the way in which we think and understand what is going on in our lives. And if you want to have a look at that, you can catch all of it on YouTube. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and spreading that message. So proud that we could help to be a platform for that. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm hungry, man. I'm so hungry. And this next segment, it's not helping my cause at all. But I think when it comes to Mickey D's, we all have our favorite meal that go to, certainly for a time of the day as well. All of us have an absolute favorite. My new obsession is the breakfast buri bun, or buri breakfast bun is my absolute favorite. Not everyone has it, but I think we all have a favorite.
We do. We certainly do. And if you love McDonald's like we do, and you love a good deal, then you need the McDonald's app in your life.
Yes.
I promise you it will change things because it's an absolute treasure, and every day they offer a lot of great deals where you can get discounts and even free upsizes on your favorite meals, but you do need the app for that. And sometimes they even throw in a couple of gifts or two, you know, those 2-for-1 deals.
specials, yeah.
They do that. And today they are running their Friday deals. You get it? You get it? Now let's see what's up for grabs, because we've currently got the app over there, Graham.
Yeah.
So right now, as you can see down here, we have a cappuccino and a mega McMuffin for only R39.90. You can get that from 5 a.m. till 10:30.
So this is only a breakfast special, so you've got to get on it now.
Yes, at
Get
the
on it
moment,
now.
you can see you can get an egg McMuffin, small fries, and a coffee for only
Ooh.
R30.50. That's until 10:30 this morning. But if you're craving cake right now and you're seeing the cake over there, you can see it's a little bit washed out.
Yeah.
You have to wait until Monday, but the cool thing is you get to see the specials ahead of time, so you can plan accordingly.
Yeah, you can plan for your lunch today. I'm
I mean,
liking the look
if
of
you're
that.
going to team up with some friends for lunch, I don't know if you would want to share, but then you can each get your own awesome $1 chicken medium meal that includes a 1 chicken fold over and a chicken burger, a Happy Meal combo for R119.90, and
I love
that's only starts at 10:30 this morning.
And likewise, if you've got that Godzilla-style sized hunger, I love this. You can even win yourself a trip to Mexico. There's an opportunity there if you feed that Godzilla hunger and buy a big, tasty medium meal. That's after 10:30 this morning. So the vibe here is that there are a host of great opportunities to score extra stuff, free toys, free meals, 2-for-1 specials. But you've got to have the McDonald's app, and it really does work. That's the first test, and we really do suggest that you take advantage. You can find it on your App Store or Google Play, and make sure that you go and check it out, because there are new deals every day, every hour, literally. So get on it.
Oh my word, that's amazing. So many choice meals available, like menu that stretches
over there and everywhere.
What's your go-to meal?
It has to be the McFeast Deluxe. I can't, like, even last night, that's what I had for dinner.
Serious?
I go onto the Uber Eats app, and by default, I go on there under McDonald's McFeast Deluxe, even after a fun night out, drive through McFeast Deluxe. The
That's your
ladies
thing.
at the McDonald's
They
here
know.
in Seapoint, they know me. They know me.
Make me still like
And I always claim to be Princess's friend, but I am Princess's friend. I always say,
Why
I'm
do you
Princess
even
from
do that?
Expresso's friend. To try and see it, they'll go, oh, okay, you can get a staff discount. Or like, for free. Or, I try my luck.
like
I try my luck. It doesn't work,
That
Princess.
doesn't work like that. Like, can't type in princess as your coupon. Anyway, I love the chicken fold over. That's my thing. But for now, says Princess, your croissants are always delicious. Do you have some fresh ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to have one.
Are they your favorite thing to order, your go-to meal?
Yes.
Ah.
Who's your favorite presenter?
Don't even start that conversation, Graham.
No.
Okay,
Listen,
we're all Princess's favorites. We are all Princess's favorites. Right,
And we're going to take a break. We'll see you after this.
You said to me that you don't think your heart can change. Friend, I believe that love ain't biased to an end. But lying on your bed, you said that I could spend the night. Even though I would, I'm waiting for another time. Still, I want your love, love, love. And your touch, touch, touch. All of the above, above, above. Tell me if you want the same. Lying on your couch, heart thumping in my chest.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday morning. We're live, large, and in charge, and inspiring generosity out there across the nation. Now, generosity isn't about simply giving for giving's sake. It's a feeling driven by genuinely and selflessly wanting to improve someone else's life and their situation. It is a glass and a half, where a glass would simply do. But now, the Cadbury Dairy Milk brand managers join us in studio this morning as they believe there's a glass and a half in every single one of us, and that's what they're talking about in the generosity shop, and they're inviting South Africans out there to show their generous spirit by donating toys to orphans through the little generosity shops all across the country. Let's find out a little bit more. Ladies, it's great to have you here. I was with you 2 days ago in Sandton, where officially the campaign rolled out, and of course joining me this morning, Kerry-Ann Lowe and Tamrin Siopela as well. So thank you for making the trek from Johannesburg to join us this morning.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Let's talk about how exciting this has been and how heartwarming it's been. I mean, we're talking about affecting the lives of some 3.7 million orphans out there who might never have
the joy of experiencing a toy or a game or a book. And let's speak about the idea behind this and how you depicted it in that hard-hitting, heartwarming advert with those paper planes coming down Ponty Tower. And how did this, the idea come about?
So for us, after realizing that there were so many orphans in South Africa, and so many of them haven't had the chance or the exposure to being able to play with something as simple as a toy, we, as Cadbury, believe that there is a glass and half in everyone. And that generosity exists within all South Africans. And for us, it was really about shining a light on this issue and creating a platform for South Africans to be able to show their generosity by donating their pre-loved books, toys, or games.
Yeah. Let's talk about, because I love that message that there's a glass and a half in everyone, right? And how that message really ties into the fabric of what Cadbury Dairy Milk is all about, and what you mean by that there's a glass and a half in everyone.
So what we basically mean by that is that there's a little bit more in everyone. We believe, or we'd love all South Africans to give a little bit more every day in their everyday lives, whether it's making someone a cup of coffee or saying thank you, because so often these simple things cost nothing, but can mean the world to someone else.
Absolutely. So how exactly is it going to work? Because I believe at the Generosity shop, generosity is the currency. Take me through the mechanics of how you want South Africans to make their way to these various malls and then engage with the little Generosity shop.
So what we're doing, we're encouraging everyone to bring their pre-loved toys, books and games to a little Generosity shop. And there's no limit to the amount of items you can bring.
Lovely.
And in exchange, we'll be giving you a Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate just to say thank you for the gifts that you are bringing to these children.
Yeah, and just tell us, I mean, this obviously stretches a lot further than just getting those toys, those books and those games to the children who need them so much. I think this is about fostering a culture of generosity in South Africa, wouldn't you say?
Yes, that's definitely it.
Yeah. Tell me about why you think it's so important.
So generosity, as I mentioned earlier, is all about giving back. It's giving a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, we've all got it in us. So if we can do that in our everyday lives to other people, I think we can really make a difference, whether it's big or small.
Absolutely. So where around the country can people go and see the little Generosity shops and to revel around there and to donate their pre-loved toys?
So we kicked off the launch in Johannesburg in Sandton City, and that started on the 29th of May, and we'll be there until the 17th of June. We then moved down to Durban from the 25th of June to the 8th of July, and then we come to Cape Town at Canal Walk from the 19th of July to the 5th of August. We've also got little roaming stores that are going to smaller cities, so they're going to be going to Pretoria, Nelspruit, Bloemfontein and Port Elizabeth, and the details for that can be found on our Glass and a Half website.
Excellent. And in what other ways would you encourage South Africans out there to show their generosity? You know, just kind of a continuing day by day. What kind of ways do you show generosity on a daily basis?
I think it's something like as small as, you know, giving or showing someone your appreciation. Like Tamron said, like making a cup of coffee for your colleague, opening the door for someone. You know, just being courteous and going the extra mile for people. I think that's quite important.
Yeah, a friendly smile sometimes is all it takes in the morning to make someone's day.
Absolutely,
Thank you very much for making us a part of this journey.
Thank
we really
you.
do appreciate it. Of course, in a world with seemingly so many problems and possible problems out there, it's heartwarming to remember that there is the simplest act that can make a huge difference in someone else's life. So join Cadbury Dairy Milk in spreading the generosity and visit www.cadburyglassandahalf.co.za for more information. And also follow them on Facebook at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram with the hashtags Glass and Half and hashtag the Little Generosity Shop to keep up to donate on and know where to donate, exactly how you can be part of this wonderful campaign. As you heard, those dates will be available on the website, which is CadburyGlassandAhalf.co.za. So thank you very much, ladies, and we look forward to making generosity a currency that we can all live by every single day in South Africa.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
The funniest thing is watching Tabiso trying not to eat the chocolate jar while it's sitting in his hand. It's impossible, hey?
Able to stop myself.
It's so good.
It is so good. But listen, something else that's been so good is just being able to see how much good we can all do when we come together and when we pay attention to it. The little generosity shop here on the show, we've all been giving away some really fantastic toys. And you can do the same thing too. Go out there and show a little bit more generosity. Be a feel-good type of person.
Something small goes a long way. So we're going to show you that it's a Friday. We've got Paradigm Dance Crew in the house. It's a Friday, so we need a Friday dance.
And then we've got Chris Werge as well. His jam's still coming through here in your Feel Good Breakfast.
Such an awesome vibe, yeah.
Right now, though, it's time for the news with Zoe while we munch on these chocolates.
It's a dream.
You can eat it, you know that, right?
Well, it's now 8 o'clock and time for us to take another look at your headlines, starting with national news. The Gauteng High Court in Pretoria has ruled that domestic workers were now eligible to claim from the compensation fund if they were injured or contracted a disease at their place of work. If the domestic worker dies while on duty, the family would then be allowed to claim. This following a landmark case this week where Sylvia Mahlangu, daughter and sole dependent of Maria Mahlangu, a domestic worker who died at her employer's home, won in a case against the Department of Labour. Mahlangu was claiming compensation for her mother's death. And Stats SA said in the General Household Survey released earlier this week, the absence of parents in their children's lives is evident in how late they finish school. About a quarter of 20-year-olds still in secondary school. The survey said families and households were crucial to the emotional and cognitive development of children. 2/3 of South Africa's children don't live with both parents, while 43% of them live with their mother. Nearly half of South Africa's children have never drawn or read a book with a parent or a guardian. We now move to news abroad, where India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was sworn in yesterday in front of a cheering supporters ahead of unveiling a drastically revamped Hindu nationalist government for his historic second term. Modi's right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party made history by increasing its majority in a second straight landslide election win. According to informed sources, Modi is set to name Shah, the president of his party, as his new finance minister. As Modi's right-hand man and long-time strategist, Shah would be in a powerful position to direct financial policy in Asia's third largest economy. And finally, when South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his new cabinet on Wednesday evening, for the first time in the country's history, half of all ministers are women. This now means South Africa's female representation in the executive is far stronger than in many other countries. According to an analyst by The Economist, the average female representation in European cabinets is only 28%. But although the president may have reduced the size of his cabinet by 8 ministers, South Africa's executive still remains much larger than in many other countries. The United States, for instance, whose population is almost 6 times larger than South Africa, only have 15 cabinet ministers. South Africans have nevertheless, in general, welcomed the move to have equal gender representation and a less bloated cabinet. And on that note, we leave your news headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Not the best news to kick us off this morning. The 2019 ICC Cricket World Cup opener saw England secure ultimately a pretty comfortable 104-run victory over the Proteas at the Oval yesterday. The host nation put up a score of 311 in their 50 overs, while the Proteas, who must have thought they were still in touch, only managed 207 runs, all out with 61 deliveries still to spare. All-rounder Ben Stokes was the man of the moment, instrumental for England reaching a top score of 89 from 79 deliveries, hitting 9 boundaries in the process. Also picked up 2 wickets with the ball. And what could be considered, I think, one of the greatest catches of all time. Go and check it out on YouTube. South Africa will now have to bounce back and win their second match of the campaign when they take on Bangladesh this coming Sunday. Then on the rugby front, experienced Springbok prop Stephen Kitsoff gets the captain's armband. He'll take over the captaincy from Siya Kolisi when the Stormers take on the Lions at the Emirates Airline Park in Johannesburg tomorrow. Kolisi, along with loose forward Peter Steph du Toit, very, very prominent in the Springbok fold, and flank Kobus van Dijk, they've all been ruled out of the local derby. The Stormers will desperately be looking to keep their challenge for a playoff place on track this coming weekend. The team from Cape Town, they'll be playing at home against the Sunwolves and the Sharks over the next few weeks, so some crunch time on the way. Then on the tennis front, sadly, South African tennis player Lloyd Harris has crashed out of the French Open. It was after the 13th seeded player, Croatian Borna Coric, beat him in straight sets. Coric advancing to the third round, winning 6-2, 6-3 and 7-6. Earlier in the week, Harris advanced to Roland Garros' second round for the first time in his career. He was the only South African in the French Open men's singles draw, following withdrawal, of course, of top 10 compatriot Kevin Anderson. And that's a wrap of our sport for this morning. Good luck, you Spurs fans. Soak it up, Liverpool fans, and enjoy the Champions League. But that's a wrap for your sport.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's take a final look at your roads this morning. Starting off in Gauteng, out in Linbro Park on Marlborough Drive, there has been a multi-vehicle accident before Northway Road. One lane is currently obstructed and causing heavy delays, so please do avoid this area in the morning today. And off to the Western Cape and Athlone, there has been an accident at the intersection of Klipfontein Road and Thornton Road. The left lane is obstructed and heavy delays can be expected. That's towards Mowbray. Now, we're all really excited for the Red Bull Circuit event that's happening here in Cape Town, but please do take note of the following road closures: Darling Street, Parliament, Mount, Primrose, Corporation, Parade, Canterbury, Harrington, De Roos, Sir Larry, Vandeleur, Castle, Lower Plain and Long Market Street. It's going to be a very busy weekend ahead for everyone there. That's where we leave it for your traffic this morning. Here's Kat with a final look at your weather.
Absolutely, and let's look back quickly at those beautiful sunrise pictures that you sent through to us. Firstly, from Drini Vermaak, who sent us one from Scottburg in KZN. Thank you very much for your beautiful picture. As well as Sherlyn Solomon, who sent us a picture from Table View with that beautiful view here in the Mother City. Thank you very much for that sunrise picture. We really do appreciate it. Keep them coming to us. We love sharing them with the nation. And right now, let's take a quick look at those temperatures all around the country, starting off in Polokwane, where you can expect a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 22. The highest temperatures in the country can be found in Mbombela, 7 to 25 at the maximum. Pretoria, 6 to 22. There'll be a cold start in the morning to Johannesburg, 4 to 20. That's your temperature range. In the Northwest Province, Mahikeng, 7 to 23. And quite similarly in Klerksdorp, 5 to 22. In Kimberley in the Northern Cape, your low of 6 and your high 22 today, while the lowest temperatures in the country can be found in Bloemfontein. Cold start there, minimum of 3 and a maximum of 20. High humidity can be found in Richards Bay, and your temperatures there ranging between 13 and 24. Pietermaritzburg, 7 and 23. Northeasterly winds of about 11 kilometers per hour in Durban today, with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 22. In Mthatha, 7 and 24. In East London, 14 your low, 23 your high. Craddock, between 5 and 22. In Port Elizabeth, your temperatures will range between 12 and 20, while George, 10 and 18. High rainfall can be expected in Sutherland, with temperatures ranging between 3 and 14 degrees Celsius, while the Mother City can expect a day between 9 and 19 as your temperature range. Worcester, 6 to 21. Springbok, 7 to 20. And northeasterly winds of about 11 kilometers per hour can be expected in Uppington, with a little bit of rain and temperatures ranging between 8 and 22 degrees Celsius. But no matter the weather in your part of the country, here's to hoping you have a fantastic Friday.
All right, hope you're ready for another performance. If you need something unique, something truly soulful, a little bit folky in your life, then you need a Chris Werge in your life. We've got him, not a pocket size that we can keep all week. We've only got him here today, so we have to make the most of it. Dude, you're sounding phenomenal, so thank you so much for that. And of course, you get to experience him right now live in your living room. Here he is performing a track that he knows, that he loves, that you might recognize. It's Tell Me.
To me that you don't think your heart can change, but friend, I believe that love ain't biased to an said that I could spend the night. Oh, even though I would, I'm waiting for another time. Still, I want your love, 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 and your touch, touch, touch. All of the above, above. Tell me if you want the same. Lying on your couch, heart thumping in my chest. I asked if I can kiss you on the mouth, and you said yes. Something in this heart would love to make love to you, but we both know this is not the time for us to have this gift for two. Still, I want your love, 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 and your touch, touch, touch. All of the above, above, above. Tell me if you want to say. I need your kiss, kiss, kiss. On my lips, lips, lips. Until this beating heart skips, skips. Tell me if you need to say. Oh, 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 want your love, 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 and your touch, touch, touch. All of the above, above, above. Tell me if you want to say. I want your love, 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 and your touch, touch, touch. All of the above. Tell me if you want to say.
To book your stay with SA's coolest hotel brand, visit protea.marriott.com today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Enjoy full fruit flavor in Ceylon or green tea varieties of Manhattan iced tea. Made with love by Clover.
Made with love, but the love goes out the window. Why? Because it's time for the Manhattan movie quiz, the toughest of challenges. We do love our challenges on a Friday. Before we play the game, we've got to get a little serious first. Why? Because today is the last, guys. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. The last shopping window where you get to spend those Manhattan dollars you have been accumulating. That shopping window is between 1 and 2 p.m. only. That's today. So make sure you're not stuck in a meeting during that hour. Go out and spend. Go and check out the website to see what you can purchase as well, like movie vouchers, which brings us back to our game. I know you guys have already challenged each other once. The Golden Monkey has its new home, has its new camp.
Listen, my blood pressure has just come down and now you're working it up again.
Anxiety attack levels here. No, this is a fun game, guys. I'm going to give you a line from a movie, an iconic line.
Movies or what?
It's across the board. Okay. But it's going to be nostalgic, it's going to be fun, it's going to be awesome, and you guys are going to be amazing at it. So just back yourself. First of all, I'm going to need a sound very quickly. Shoo! Nice.
Me.
Hey!
Okay, I like those sounds, guys.
Try not to do movies from like the early 90s. Some of us went
whatever,
like,
man. That feels like a
time.
passive-aggressive dig. But so our first one is bring it up. Show me the money.
Hey, show!
Catch.
Which movie is that again?
Jerry Maguire.
I know this one. Do you want to give another answer?
Is this the right answer or not? First of all, is that the right answer?
You don't get to play.
Okay,
You can give an answer. You can put it out there.
I was going to try a different one, but
okay,
if that's the right one.
Well, it would have been pointless because it is Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money! Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy! Who's your daddy? I would have said The Wolf of Wall Street, but that's just...
Okay, now this one is iconic and it's been remade about 1 million times. Also has its roots in literature. It's alive! It's alive! That's the line. Cat?
Frankenstein. Oh.
Wow.
Did you say cat? Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. I know the answer, sorry.
I thought it was going to come up on the screen.
Okay, you're going to say it. 1, 2, 3. The answer
Frankenstein!
Dun, dun, dun. It is Frankenstein, the original. A chilling. Oh, okay. Now I'm going back one. This is one of the coolest movies ever. This is a family movie that we all watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
Hey, shoo!
You were too slow with your sound. You were too slow, Cat.
Why you gotta do me like that?
Is that movie with Heath Ledger?
No.
Shoot!
Oh, okay. I'm out of this one.
Notting Hill?
Ladies and gentlemen, dun, dun, dun. One from me. You must have known this. Zeebles.
Listen.
Are you here even? Are you in the building? Zeeblesy. This is a fantastic movie. It's iconic.
I don't think I've ever watched Notting Hill.
Okay, this one takes us back a little bit. Chilling, one of the best performances you will ever see in a horror. Here's Johnny. I hope you know the right answer because...
Say it again.
No.
Here's Johnny.
The Shining! The Shining? Dude!
The fact that you know that actually...
He knows his movies.
That actually...
Put it here!
No, I'll put it there, but I'm sensing something is wanting here.
Have you got a friend?
I'm watching where you're looking and how you just like came up with The Shining like in an instant.
Are we going to have to...
No VAR necessary, I'm just saying.
We haven't instituted VAR this season, but next season we might. One more.
Tubbsy, look at me in the eyes.
Oh, okay, we got one more. I'm not going to do the I am your father because that's too easy, guys. So I'm going to do the next one.
Is that the next one?
I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do the next one because it's the coolest one ever.
What is going on in this game?
A center for ants? How can we be expecting to teach children to learn how to read if they can't even fit inside the building?
Me!
Come on, Terry.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
No!
It's an ant's life.
I'm going to give you a clue.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
No! Wait, what's that movie? Beyonce, is it?
You can't do that! No. Zoolander!
Guys, this game is rigged.
Do you know what? Why?
The whole game is rigged.
Do you know why you couldn't tell? Because I turned left.
Did you?
I should have turned right. I should have turned right. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
just saying the game is rigged.
Cat, you actually still the winner, dude.
I refuse. I don't want to win.
What do you mean?
Who's the winner?
Tabisa, give Tabisa the win.
Okay, let's be magnanimous. Can we get a round of applause for Tabisa, our reigning champion of our movie quiz? Here still be so. Oh man! So look, I think there'll be a review of this. You can go onto YouTube and check for shenanigans. Please draw a circle around any shenanigans you see and post us the video. So these movies are making us, I think, all want to go and organise a bit of a proper movie night. So guys and girls, remember, you only have one more hour today. That's between 1 and 2 p.m. You've been warned. You have only that time to go and shop online. To do so over your lunch break today, maybe that's a good idea. Then go make sure you tune in to the Tabooty Drive on 5FM on the 7th of June when the lucky 5 winners who have won a shopping spree valued at 100,000, guys. 100,000 each. They'll be announced. Good luck to everybody.
Sorry. Moderator. Surely my prize isn't a round of applause that I got.
You get...
You get a Manhattan iced tea. The big one, Tabsy.
You get...
Enjoy full fruit flavor in salon or green tea varieties of Manhattan iced tea. Made with love by Clover.
All right, so while the team recovers from a very controversial game, let's get physical. Janita Kumalo is preparing for yet another Fight Back Fitness Bootcamp. Sounds amazing. And our Morsa, she caught up with her to learn a thing or two about what it takes to ace the bootcamp. Let's see if Morsa could keep up. Come on, girl. Oh, that Come On Girl was for you, eh?
Janita Kumalo is a fitness and wellness entrepreneur, and she's wildly known and loved for her boot camps that she hosts regularly. She's invited Expresso to catch up with her as she prepares for her next big one. Come with me.
Junita Kumalo is a brand manager, a wellness coach, and inspirational fitness figure. She believes that there's a light at every tunnel, and hers came in the form of exercise after she went through personal hardship in 2017.
Thank you so much for having me during your hardcore preparation for the boot camp. I just want to find out more about you. So can you walk us through your fitness journey?
It's actually been an incredible 2 years. Like I said, I started my journey 2 years ago, training, exercising consistently, and eating healthy. And as a result of that, we really built a network online. And recently, I was on the cover of Birth Life magazine, and of course, graced a couple of publications and issues and radio interviews, just to share my story about fitness and how it literally changed my life.
So how has fitness changed your life?
Recently, the biggest change I've done is that I've left my corporate job and actually to follow my career as a full-time fitness entrepreneur.
Tell me more about your coaching.
I've normally been training with friends, and that's where I've limited it to. However, I believe that now that I've gone full-time, it'll give me capacity to actually coach a lot more people in terms of the fitness journeys.
So where can people get a hold of you? Because I know you do a lot of stuff digitally as well.
Online is the best platform. If they follow my social media handles on Instagram as well as Twitter, I share weekly workout exercises, and majority of them, they're actually exercise that you can actually do from home. So it's really make exercise accessible to people and fun to people, so they don't necessarily feel like they have to go to a gym in order to be fit.
Look, I'm really amped to try some stuff. I'm already on the ball. Can we get going?
Of course, I've been doing tummy crunches. This is really, really helpful for building that defined pack. So firstly, 1, 2, we're going to do this for 30 seconds, 4, 5, and then after the 30 seconds, you move on to the other leg. 1, 2, 3, and you can go outside so I can show you more what to expect on the boot camp.
Junita, tell us about your boot camps and how they came about.
I mean, I started the weight loss journey because I had gained a tremendous amount of weight, and that was mainly as a result of the fact that I was suffering from mental illness and I was going through a toxic breakup, so life was really not looking up. I decided to use fitness as my outlet and kept me sane. I lost the weight, but more than anything, it really helped me to just, release stress, to be healthier, mentally stronger, emotionally stronger, and I was just a happy, brighter person. From there on, I started sharing my journey, and I felt that, I've learned so much through this entire time. Why not actually help so many other women that want to actually lose weight and be better versions of themselves? And I decided, boot camp, because one-on-one sessions we can socialize, have fun, work out, and interact and network, and that's fundamentally how the boot camp started.
What can everybody who's attending look forward to?
It's going to be such a fun, jam-packed session. So we start at 2 o'clock and we'll probably end around 5:30. However, for the first hour and a half, the ladies can come in earlier and we'll be experiencing, there'll be a couple of brands we'll be doing like skin foundation, shade matching, skincare products testing, as well as many other brands. We will be giving away free gym memberships, we'll be giving away like beauty hampers, and many other things. Then the boot camp commences. We usually start off with a warm-up, 2-3 minutes, and thereafter we're going into a heavy section where we're doing functional training, using strength training and so forth. It's really about fighting back and getting back into shape, and thereafter we finish off with a core and glute section, and then of course winding up with yoga. You know, so the whole objective of it again is to exercise for 90 minutes for a cause and to basically highlight the importance of mental health and how fitness actually correlates to mental health.
So who can come to this boot camp?
Honestly, anybody can come, any fitness level. Expect to find mothers, young ladies as well, and of course, a couple of fitness influencers, a couple of gym fanatics, some of my friends from the gym. So it's going to be a really fun session.
Do you mind showing me your preparation exercises and exactly what I'll be getting myself into on the 1st of June?
Absolutely. Let's grab our mats. So the first exercise I'm going to show you is how to do jumping jacks, however, with a twist. This will really get our bodies warmed up and really activated for the session ahead. Jumping again.
Okay, I get it.
And these are just some of the exercises that we'll be doing at the boot camp. I hope you start practicing.
Yes, I totally feel ready for Yanita's boot camp because of these exercises. I'm going to be doing them at home. I don't see why you shouldn't. These are really great exercises to be doing at home.
100%.
And furthermore, if you're coming, this is how you can get prepared. So see you on the 1st of June.
Oh, well, the feel good continues after a very short break. Chris Werge is still in the studio and ready to perform for you a song that sounds something like this.
What can I tell you? What can I say to make you understand the pain I feel day after day?
It's an add to cart kind of day. Win your share of 1 million rand with Manhattan iced tea. Buy any Manhattan 500ml or 1.5 litre promotional pack, redeem your code under the label and earn your virtual Manhattan dollars. Shop online in April and May at shopmanhattanstyle.co.za to be entered into the grand prize draw of a shopping spree at Sandton City. The winner will be announced on 5FM's Debooty show in June. Ready, set, shop.
Check 1 2, testing 1 2. What can I tell you? Sometimes faith is hard to hold. In the middle of the world, the flesh is all we choose. I gave up on love, on everything I dreamed. Only in the morning light, I finally feel the shame upon my cheeks. Can I say to make you understand the pain I feel day after day? Something inside me, something that's real. Sometimes it's hard to fight a feeling when the feeling's all I feel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. We're live and we're getting that Feel Good Friday energy coming through. And right now we're talking generosity, which is the habit of giving without expecting anything in return. Now, Cadbury Dairy Milk is tapping into this idea to shed light on the fact that we do have an estimated 3.7 million orphans who sadly don't get to experience some of the smallest joys, something as simple as a toy to play with. Now, enter the Little Generosity Shop where you can help out. Now, what they're doing is that the Little Generosity Shop is giving us the chance to make a difference in the lives of as many children as possible by collecting toys, books, and games in exchange for a Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. And this morning, we're joined by our friends over from Cadbury South Africa, Kerry and Tamrin. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
You've brought toys, which is absolutely fantastic. But let me start with you, Kerry. What joy has this toy brought you in your life?
So a friend bought this for me,
Yeah.
Mr. Moo.
Yeah, Mr. Moo.
And no, I think he's the cutest thing, and I'd love to give this to someone so they can have their own story with this toy.
Fantastic. And you, Tamrin?
So these two belong to my little girls. I have twin baby girls. And I just felt that generosity starts at home and you're
Yes.
never too young to give back. So I decided to take some of their toys.
Absolutely, but you're also teaching them generosity from a really young age. Why do you think, Kerry, something as small as a gift, donating a gift, can make such a positive impact and have such a positive impact in the life of a child who otherwise might not have one?
I think it can bring the simplicity of just bringing joy to someone, but also it can help with like childhood development. I think it's important just in terms of showing children how to play and the importance of it.
Yeah, and Tamrin, what is your one message to the child or children, because you've got two toys there, children who are going to be receiving those toys, your message of hope to them?
We just hope that they enjoy playing with these two.
Yeah.
They've brought my little girls a lot of joy, and we hope that it brings them some joy.
Fantastic. What are your girls' names?
Noah and Zara.
From Noah and Zara, they're cute. Well, these toys are cute. And okay, so this is how it's going to work. Well, you know how it works, but I want to just refresh your memories a bit. Which chocolates would you like?
Whole nut, please.
Whole nut. And you, Tamrin?
What is there? I'll have biscuit, please.
Biscuit. Okay, cool. I'm going to open the Little Generosity Shop, the door to the Little Generosity Shop. You know what to do. The magic is to throw the toys in there, and in exchange, I will give you a chocolate for your generosity, and I'll give you two because, you know, you're coming through with two toys. So I'll choose Dream for you, okay? All right, so I'm doing it in 3, 2, 1, and... there we go. Love it. Look at all that magic. Beautiful. Here you go, ladies. This one for you over there. This one is for you over there. And biscuit is for you. Thank you so much, ladies, for being a part of this and bringing this amazing campaign to life. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, Cadbury Dairy Milk is bringing the Little Generosity Shop, this shop, to Johannesburg, Durban, and Cape Town. So join them in spreading the generosity and donate the toy, or visit www.cadburyglassandhalf.co.za for more information. Also, follow them on Facebook at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram with the hashtags #glass&a_half and #the Little Generosity Shop to keep up to date with how and where and when you can donate your pre-loved toys.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Well, in light of World Oceans Day on the 8th of June, Fry's, they've partnered up with Sea Shepherd Global, and this is to tackle the ongoing issue of ocean sustainability and plant-based eating.
And very much a part of that same conversation, the longevity, how we can create and sustain the longevity of our oceans, obviously our entire planet, and effectively our bodies. We are all part of one system. Now, please, parents, I'm going to say if you have a young person in the room right now, we are asking you to just use your discretion. There is some pretty hectic visuals coming your way now, so please, if you've got a young person in the room, either ask them to leave or just be mindful of the fact that this is quite an intense but a very necessary thing for you to see.
Nestled in the history-rich Brewer Cup, today we find ourselves at Harvest Cafe for the launch of something equally historic. It is Fry's fish-style fillets. It is a South African first. They are non-GM, they are cholesterol-free as well as vegan. And these are some of the incredible benefits and features that are found in these Fry's fish-style fillets. Besides the mouth-watering plant-based foods, we're also getting a lecture on ocean sustainability by Captain Andre Rutheshauser, gifts to take home, and a whole lot more. Join us as we dive into the depths of ocean sustainability, plant-based food, as well as all things fish-free.
When it comes to our diets, making responsible and sustainable choices is most important. With a plethora of flavors and textures, guests will be treated to an array of fabulous Fry's fish-free feasts.
Tony, many people seem to be convinced that fish have no feelings, that there's a huge supply of them in the sea that's endless. Are you able to verify this madness?
Well, it's really quite simple. If fish have nervous endings, they must be able to feel pain. That's the first thing. Secondly, science has now proven this without question, that all animals feel pain, and this includes sea life. And the fact that there's an endless supply of sea life, absolutely not. Given what we see and know is happening on a daily basis, we are killing them faster than they can breed. If the oceans die, and they will, we will die.
Why should we be made aware of events such as this and products like Fry's fish-style fillets?
Because for every Fry's fish-free fillet that's eaten, and their new style prawn, it means somebody is not taking a fish out of the sea. And there's absolutely no reason to eat anybody who can swim, fly, crawl, slither, hop, jump away in any way, shape or form, because there's so many options, and Fry's is a perfect choice.
Fry's have partnered up with various ambassadors over time, ensuring that the public understands the importance of preservation and sustainability, which is more than just the food on our plates. We're joined by Captain Andre Rutheshauser, who is a member of the Sea Shepherd organization, who talks about ocean sustainability and gives us ways in which we can all get involved in the health of our marine life before it's too late.
Captain Andre, why is an event like this so important?
Well, an event like this creates awareness with the oceans specifically, and then what's good about it is that it basically helps people to try and find solutions of how they can sort of make the transition from a meat-based diet to a plant-based diet. And what Fry's are offering is a meat alternative which is good quality, you're not compromising taste, and yeah, and making you realize that you do have a part to play in creating a new future, as Gandhi always said, be the change you want to see in the world. So it's helping people to make that transition and giving them the tools to move forward in terms of creating a better environment for the future.
At Fry's, we really try and instill an awareness around the benefits of plant-based eating beyond one's health, but also for the environment at large. One action really can make a huge, huge difference.
This is so yum. It's crunchy, it's tasty, the flavor is rich. If I didn't know any better, I think this is fish. It's so good. Shannon, what are the benefits of including more plant-based products in our diets?
There are so many benefits. You know, it starts off with the health benefits, but it's also better for the environment. When you're eating whole food plant-based diet, your footprint is significantly lower. And if we want to be true custodians of the planet, we need to shift over.
For most of us, we're eating food for
for sustenance, but also because we really enjoy the taste of food. So asking people to eat more sustainably is a very difficult thing to do if they don't know how to cook food that tastes nice. Provis is a really big fan of fries. We believe that one of the most important ways to get people to eat more sustainably is to show them that there are alternatives that taste nice, that are really easy to use, that are really convenient and accessible.
Besides the fact that the ocean benefits greatly when we make sustainable choices, why else is a plant-based diet so important for us?
A plant-based diet is just so healthy for us. It's amazing from a health perspective. Cutting out meat, dairy, eggs, fish, chicken really helps to minimize your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and control your weight. And plant foods are so high in fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. They really are so good for us.
Most people believe that cutting out meat from their daily diets will reduce their daily protein intake. How true is this?
No, there's no truth to this. There are plenty of sources of plant-based protein, and studies have actually found that vegans eat almost 2 times their daily recommended protein intake. So we easily get enough protein on a plant-based diet.
Fries have played their part by producing a product that is friendly to the earth and the ocean. It is nutritious and delicious. Making sustainable choices is now accessible to everyone, and by making small adjustments to our weekly diets, we can make a big impact, not only in our personal lives, but the environment as well. And they've included a nice recipe book in my gift, and you can find all these recipes on fryfamilyfood.com. Happy eating.
Hey, listen, it's been amazing hanging out with you, Chris Werge, today, man. The wonderful music, really enjoyed every bit of it, and I don't think we've rewarded you enough. So you're welcome to order another cup of coffee if you like, from Just Princess, yeah?
You don't do decaf, do you?
Do you do decaf? You can do a decaf, a little something, you know?
Then I might be buzzing a bit too much. I'll stick with the pastry or something.
How about yes?
Yeah.
What do you have in the oven, Mrs. Princess?
Croissant.
Oh yes.
Sounds good.
Do you want anything on it?
No, that sounds great.
You got jam. We could interest you in some. No, you just like it plain like that.
Yes,
okay, well, fantastic. Whilst this Princess gets you on, we're going to take a quick break, but of course, stay tuned because all of the feel good still comes your way after a short break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Time for us to connect with you on social media. And earlier this morning, we had our Good Morning post, and we want to know from you, since the SAMAs, that's the South African Music Awards, is taking place this weekend, who do you think is going to walk away with an award? And looking at those comments coming through, I'm going to enlarge this for you a little bit. There we go. Shireen says, good morning, my Expresso family. Have a great day, an awesome weekend. I am super excited for the SAMAs. Cannot wait. Jared Ricketts, hope he wins. Please wish my daughter's best friend Trinity happy 8th birthday for today. And that's from Aliyah. She said, I must ask you this favor, a big Expresso fan like me. Love you. Well, Shireen and Aliyah, there you go. Happy birthday, Trinity. And let's wish, hope all of your favorites win this weekend. Cynthia says, good morning, my favorite Expresso crew. I say Mlindo, the vocalists Sifiso, Tabzi and Kwesa with their song Makala. They bring the award. Well, fingers crossed for them. Fatah says here, good morning, guys. Fabulous Friday. Good luck to you all. Roshni also saying a very good morning to us. But hey, why don't you head on over to the Expresso Facebook page? Let us know who you hope will walk away with a SAMA this weekend.
Well, it is our hope that you've been enjoying the music of Chris Werge this morning. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, man. And let us know what's going to be happening in the rest of your 2019. Where are you performing? Yeah. Do you have any big plans we need to know about?
This year I'm going to be focusing on collaborations. I'll be focusing on recording a new single. And specifically this upcoming month, I've got a gig at Friends of Design first Thursday, Alma Cafe, Vergenoegd Wine Estate, Lulu's as well, and some other venues, Brauhaus as well. Yeah, so check out my website, chriswerge.com/gigs. You'll see all my upcoming gigs. Yeah.
All right, now we're about to get a taste of your latest single called Feel.
Yeah.
Stage is yours.
Thank you.
Sometimes faith is hard to hold. In the middle of the world, the flesh is all we choose. Hey, I gave up on love and everything I dreamed. But only in the morning light, I finally feel the shame upon my cheeks. Yeah, what can I tell you? What can I say to make you understand the pain I feel day after day? Something inside me, something that's real. Sometimes it's hard to fight a feeling when the feeling's all I feel. No, no. Sometimes life is hard to bear when reality is not the way I dream. Yeah. I got up and home, knowing I would grow. That I know. What can I tell you? What can I say to make you understand the pain I feel day after day? Something inside me, something that's real. Sometimes it's hard to fight a feeling when the feeling's all I feel. What can I tell you? What can I say to make you understand the pain I feel day after day? Something inside me, something that's real. Sometimes it's hard to fight a feeling when the feeling's all I feel. No, no, no.
Nobody owes you anything in life. Nobody, no, not your parents, not your brother, not your neighbor. Nobody owes you anything, dog, ever. Don't ever assume somebody owes you anything. It doesn't matter if you did them a million.
Call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me. They been spitting like the city, but this not even home. It's Gwinnett, and y'all the minor league walk. They been sleeping on me, now the fans are finally woke. I've been working overtime, got no time for these old. Hold up. I know a shorty from Meadow Creek. She told me don't ever mess with me. I told her, baby, you wildin'. I get inspired by memories. I got my eyes on the heavenlies. I pay no mind to my enemies. They hit my line and I skirt. I won't call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me. Call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in. Wake 'em up, wake 'em up, wake 'em up, wake 'em up. See 'em still sleeping, so I had.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show live right here on SABC3, and it is a Friday. But listen to this, because this is it, everyone. Your very last chance to shop Manhattan style for the most incredible prizes and goodies, from fashion to homeware and so much more. Now, if you haven't entered yet, you only have a few hours left.
That's right. So go on out there, buy your, buy your promotional Manhattan iced teas, and then you find the code, your unique code, under the label. So I've just shown you there, and this is how you enter. You simply dial *120* 440*, followed by this unique code under your label, and then you follow by #, and then you follow the prompt on your screen.
It's pretty simple. Now remember, the more iced teas you buy, the more dollars you can accumulate. But the time is ticking, so hurry up, and don't forget, there is a grand prize up for grabs that you could be one of 5 lucky people who will get to splash out 100,000 Rand each in the Shop Manhattan style shopping experience taking place at Sandton City.
Oh, I'm so jealous. But listen, winners will be announced next week, but you only have today left. So go enter. You need to go, and all the best of luck to you. We are holding thumbs.
All right, so first of all, we were listening to you guys kind of getting yourselves together, and it was nasty. The beats that are going to drop here, it's going to take your Friday into the weekend. We got Lyrical DZ and, of course, Paradigm here, dance crew, awesome, got their own very particular style. But I got to ask, Paradigm, the name, what's in a name?
Paradigm, it speaks about like a way of thinking, like shifting people's mindset, the way they're thinking, especially like regarding arts and what we do. And yeah, that's basically where the term paradigm comes from.
Yeah, you're shifting people's paradigm quite dramatically. I think a big part of that is you use this art form and the ability to connect with people and mentor to do some amazing work within the community. Talk to us about that. What's the vibe with the way that you use dance?
Okay, cool. So Paradigm is based out in Retreat, and we basically have like a weekly dance class happening with like some community people, and we basically just like upskill them and train them for platforms like this. And yeah, that's what we do.
Are you doing one now this weekend?
Yes, we are. Like, we actually have a show coming up called Beyond the Crafts, happening tomorrow, and it's gonna be lit. The lineup is sick, and
go and check it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that microphone, my brother. Y'all can get into your places, ladies and gentlemen, for our Friday dance to shut it down. It's Paradigm.
Nobody owes you anything in life. Nobody, no, not your parents, not your brother, not your neighbor. Nobody owes you anything, dog, ever. Don't ever assume somebody owes you anything. It doesn't matter if you did them a million.
Call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me. They been spitting like the city, but this not even home. It's Gwinnett, and y'all the minor league walk. They been sleeping on me, now the fans are finally woke. I've been working overtime, got no time for these old. Hold up. I know a shorty from Meadow Creek. She told me don't ever measure me. I told her, baby, you wildin'. I get inspired by memories. I got my eyes on the heavenlies. I pay no mind to my enemies. They hit my line and I skirt. I won't call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me. Call me Lil Harley, I'm your big homie. Got my county on me, and they counting on me.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
Expresso morning show made with love by Clover.
I wasn't faking up. No, my real life was a headline.
Another feel-good production.
My timeline was a hashtag. Your timeline just a hate crime coming here. No big. I feel like Pac. I shoot the shot. I'm coming in hot.